I shedding 6 times. What is going on, horror gang? Welcome to I Shot Him 6 Times YouTube horror movie channel. As you already know, I'm your host, Marcus. If you haven't already, please hit that like button for the stream. It really helps the stream out a lot. As well as if you're a new viewer, hit that subscribe button, as well as hit that notification icon so you get all the latest content updates to the channel. If you see the overlay in this stream, obviously we're going to be talking about some Scream 6 tonight, Halloween Ends, and a little bit of Friday the 13th, as some news has came out in regards to Friday the 13th, and I'm really excited for it, and I think it's heading in the right direction. As well as I have a good buddy of mine and a guest on the channel with me tonight, and a lot of you all know him as the one and only Destination Station. What's going on, my friend?
What's up, Marcus? What's going on tonight, brother?
Man, you already know, man. Just, busting it up. Glad to have you on the channel, ready to talk, all this good Grizzly news that we got coming out and all that stuff with all these movies. And just really excited, man. Like we say it all the time, it's a really fun time to be a horror fan right now.
Yeah, definitely, man. Thank you for inviting me on this, man. Like
Yeah,
we've been needing to do more collabs lately, and
yes.
I've been just kind of down and out right now. Just kind of so like my stuff is kind of spontaneous, but you hit me at the right time. I was like able to do it, and I was like, yeah, let's go.
Heck yeah,
Let's do
man.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. We know you're busy and stuff. You're moving and all that stuff, man. So things are a little bit tedious right now and stuff. But I figured I was like, you know what? If he has a little bit of time on his hands, let me hit him up, see what's up. And if he says, yeah, let's do the damn thing.
Let's do the damn thing.
You already know, my friend.
Let's do the damn thing.
Oh,
Sorry,
man.
man.
Oh, you're good. That's great. Yeah, man. But definitely, we got some stuff to talk about. I think we're gonna obviously start off, in Woodsboro first, and well, New York anyway, or Canada, whatever you want to call the location. You know what I mean? And I'll say this: we'll start off with Scream 6. We'll to the second part of it, we'll get to a little bit of the Friday the 13th, because I don't know if you heard about that news. You know what I mean? And stuff. There's some news on Friday the 13th. Yeah.
Friday the 13th, I am behind on right now. So yeah, that's news to me.
Two words: Blumhouse.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
All right.
There's rumblings. There's rumblings that Blumhouse has entered the conversation, and yeah, we're definitely going to touch on that because I'm excited for that. When I heard that news the other day, I was like, "Oh shit, here we go! Like, let's do it."
He ain't playing, is he?
No, he's not. He's trying to get his hands on everything, and I don't blame him. He once he dropped Halloween 2018. I mean, he obviously has been doing other decent, horror movie projects before. But I think once he got his hands on the rights to Halloween, he knew, and he's seen the money and the revenue. He's like, oh yeah, I think I want to dabble into all these horror franchises. Who could blame him?
Yeah, for sure. I just want him. I wish he could just hold on to him for a little bit longer. Right. He's about to have to give up on Halloween, but I would like to have all these franchises under one umbrella.
I agree.
And maybe mess not like necessarily a Freddy versus Jason movie, but like something. Let's make a combined universe, like a multiverse type thing, like the Marvel Cinematic Universe has done.
Right.
But let's do it with the horror franchise. They don't necessarily have to be fighting each other, but they could just all be in the same universe. Just really cool Easter eggs and stuff.
Right. So. Absolutely, man. No, I agree with you. I would love to see all the classic horror franchises, underneath one banner. That would be something that we could, even if we were never to get any type of verses or whatever, it would make for some interesting conversation, because then we can speculate and come up with our own ideas and stuff like that for what they could do, if they wanted to take those directions and stuff. But yeah, we're going to start off with Scream, get into a little bit of the Friday the 13th, and then we'll cap it off fittingly with Halloween Ends, because we got a lot to talk about that as well. Between Scream 6 and Halloween Ends, man, man, it's gonna get really interesting with those movies. So,
Honestly, like if it was down like to what I want to see on Scream right now, like I want to see Scream, I want to see Halloween right now. So
right,
it's
me
definitely
too.
scratching that itch, man. Like
Yes,
next thing that I mean, like I want to see a Friday the 13th movie, but I really want to see a Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, like Friday the 13th. I feel like I mean I want to see it. I definitely do.
right,
But I wanna see like, I feel like A Nightmare on Elm Street's a little bit more creative, like, I wanna see what they
right,
can do with that property and do it done right, not like the remake.
right. No, I agree with you, man. Honestly, like even when I got the news, well, saw some of the news that Blumhouse had entered the conversation to possibly, get Friday the 13th. I was like, you know what, though? At the same time, I would like to see somebody kind of jump on Nightmare on Elm Street because I think it's too, I want to say it's too easy, but it's like, it is kind of like too cliche. Okay, let's get Jason out the way. What about Freddy? Like, I feel like
Yeah,
Freddy is kind of like a lost relic, and that is a big mistake. Like, he's just as
yeah,
big of an icon as Michael and Jason.
yeah, yeah, for sure, and also, like, if you really do want to get Robert Englund back for one last nightmare, you better do it quick. You
Right.
don't be bullshitting around.
Right. I agree with you. Absolutely. Yes. The window of opportunity is really, really small in that.
Yeah.
So it would be very smart if they were to capitalize on that for sure. Hopefully, I hope they do, man. I really do. I'm just like you. I'm itching for another Nightmare on Elm Street to come out.
And you know, like we were itching for a Nightmare on Elm Street movie to come out before the remake, and then the remake did not scratch that itch.
It didn't.
It's so
No.
weird. There's a lot of itching going on here. But 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 you know, like so now we want it more than ever. At least that remake of Friday the 13th kind of, all right,
Right.
that was decent. That did it serviceable. Like we want more, but you know, I just feel like we're very, very much longing. Like I was watching an episode of John Campia. I don't know if you watch him on YouTube. He was with Collider for years, but like he has his own show now, John Campia. But he was talking about Nightmare on Elm Street one night, and he was talking about like how he thinks it's just a dead franchise. Like, don't even touch it. Like, I was like, kiss my ass, dude.
Right.
Yeah, like I'm a big fan of John Campia's, but like he tends to hate on the horror genre, but he's just a MCU just fanboy, and it's just like,
Got you.
dude, like like come on, man. Like sometimes his way of expressing how he
Okay.
feels about something is comes off hating. Like he can come off like as a hater more than than
Then a
like saying,
supporter.
yeah, then showing support on something like
Right.
it just I don't know, it just kind of like I'm like, dude, there's definitely I don't think A Nightmare on Elm Street is a dead franchise. If anything, I think it's the most creative out of the slasher genre, and you can do a lot more with it than others,
And
you know?
yes, you can
So,
because of all the special effects and stuff that you can do and use in that movie. Like, I
yeah.
agree with you on that. In terms of being really creative, that is the most creative out of Halloween and Jason. And honestly, you could probably say any horror franchise because of, the special effects elements to it.
Yeah, and the psychological,
Yes, and
you know?
the psychology.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's just it's just another level of creativity with your slasher.
It
So,
really is.
that's what I like. It's almost like how Candyman kinda was, you know? Like, it's another layer of your slasher here.
Right.
It's 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 just not a guy in a mask and another
Right.
day, another Halloween, another
Right.
Friday the 13th, you know? Which not I'm not comparing any of them. Not throwing shade on anything, love them all. So yeah, I just think that it just needs to be in the right hands. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
100%. All right, so before we get into it, I'm gonna read some of these chats real quick. See, we had 8 people, now we're down to 4, but that's okay. We'll get that back up, I'm pretty sure. Get a couple more people trickling in
Yeah.
here. Um, Bob commented earlier before we started stream. Have a great stream, my friends. I'll try and stop in. Yeah, I talked to Bob before. Obviously we got done with our wrestling recording and stuff like that, and I told him and stuff because I told him if he's not doing anything, at least a half hour left in the stream, if he wanted to come in and crash for a couple minutes, you know what I mean, and talk some Halloween ends, I'll send him the link. So we'll see what's up with Bob here in a little bit and all that stuff. Oh, speaking of which, he is in the chat, so that's what's up. Scream Rat, what's going on, my friend? 10 people have 2 people watching just for your information. Hey, thank you, my friend. Thank you. I know we started a little bit late and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Sorry about that. That's why I kind of did re-edit the stream and kind of pushed it towards 11:25 and all that stuff. That was more my fault. I had some other things to take care of, you know, for the wrestling channel and all that stuff. But we here now, and that's what matters.
We are here.
Kirsten Marie, what is going on, girl? Thank you for stopping in and showing some support. Hey, Marcus and Destin, I can't stay, but I wanted to like the video and show my support. Hey, we greatly appreciate that, Kirsten, honestly.
Yeah, Kirsten, she's awesome, man. She's
See, I'm all saying her name wrong too. Kirsten. Sorry, Kirsten.
I said it for a while. I said Kristen for a while. Just going through the stream, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm saying this wrong the whole time.
Right. I bet if she is still in the chat, I bet she's getting a kick out of this right now.
Yeah. She understands. Whenever I corrected myself, she was just like, oh, I get that all the time. It's like my name's Destin, but people call me Dustin like all the time.
Right. So, yeah, I can see how people would get that mixed up. But
sometimes I get like bills at my house that says Dustin on it, and I'm like, no, I'm Destin. So it's like, I'm like, what the hell?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
What's going on, Bob? What's going on, my friend? Glad you can make it in. Katie, what's going on? Popping the popcorn. Saying, hey, friends, what's going on, girl? Thank you for stopping in.
What's up, Popping the Popcorn? Great channel.
Yeah, she does have a great channel. She does. Mm-hmm. Okay, Screen Rat told people like the stream and 6 people watching. Now we got 7 people watching. That's what's up. Thank you for the updates, Screen Rat. I greatly appreciate that, my friend.
Oh yeah.
Michael Audrey Myers. It was Michael Myers. He's come home to kill. What's going on, Michael? What's going on, my friend? Thank you for stopping in. Okay, well, Michael actually has a question for you, Destin, real quick.
All right.
He says, Destination Station question, have you ever tried Dickens cider?
No. I don't even know what that is. Do I want to know what that is?
Yeah, I don't know. I never even heard of that myself.
Dickens cider. I think there's like a bourbon called Dickens or something, but I don't know if it should go in cider. That sounds so bad.
Oh man,
I'm gonna shut the hell up now.
No, bro, keep it coming. Keep it coming. That's good shit. Oh man. Well, hey, we know this for sure. There's some fucking freaks in the world, so you never know, man. You just never know. Shit. John Niner 8. Thank you for stopping in. Greatly appreciate it, man. Without Robert Englund, no movie for me. Ooh, I mean, we'll touch on this real quick. Me and Destin have talked about it on his channel. We're kind of like in agreement with it. We want Robert Englund back in the movie, but what we would want to see is basically like we see another character that could potentially be passed the torch as Freddy. You know what I mean? Like we definitely want Robert Englund in the movie, but especially if they are going to make more Nightmare on Elm Street movies, they are going to have to bring in a new Freddy at some point. Yeah. All we can hope for is that if that is the type of movie we would get, is if we get Freddy Krueger and whoever he is trying to like haunt, let's say it's a guy, or hell, even, I mean, I don't know how many would feel about a girl, you know what I mean? But let's just say if there's another guy, you know what I mean, and stuff that he's haunting and that he's actually trying to pass the torch on to. All we can hope for is that they cast somebody who's believable that we can get hooked onto and be like, okay, I want to see them play Freddy.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree about that because, like, I mean, what we want is we want this franchise to prosper. We want
Right.
it to keep going. We don't want it to die. We don't want it to just get buried. And Robert
Exactly.
Englund's not going to be able to play Freddy Krueger barely at this time of his life. You know, and if it
True.
is, it's probably going to be a one and done. You may get two sequels out of him because he does for his age, he still has a lot of energy. He's just he doesn't. I don't know how he's going to look under the makeup nowadays because he doesn't have that slim physique, that
Right.
figure that we know of Freddy. Like you think back at the other movies, or even the last time we really saw him on screen with Freddy versus Jason.
Right.
But really, we saw him on a TV episode. I don't know if you saw this, Marcus, and maybe we talked about it on the Goldbergs Halloween special.
Yes, you did. Yes, and I actually did look that up. I did.
Yeah. And did you see the difference that he looked like? And he wasn't a slim Freddy. He was kind of a little bit
Yeah.
more filled out. And, like it's great seeing Robert back. He still has the voice and the charm and all that. But it's just the visualness of it. So that's why that I think that this next movie needs to be a transition of
Right.
our original Freddy to our new Freddy, whether that be a Freddy son that he never knew he had, or that was taken away from him when he was at a young age, and maybe make it like a
Much like the
mystery type.
daughter in Freddy's Dead.
Yeah, much like the daughter in Freddy's Dead, but maybe there's a daughter and a son.
Right.
Um, if you want to go the female route, maybe I could see a big uproar about it, which would be stupid. But still, like either way they want to go about it, they can make it to where it's both. He has a son and a daughter, and maybe that's the focal point of the movie. But
Right.
I think it should be a mystery to the character of becoming a Krueger and slowly raveling like who his dad was and what everything is, and then like
Oh
by
yeah.
the end of the movie, it's a transition. But we still get that Freddy Krueger. We still get Robert Englund all the way throughout the movie. I
Right.
think and he should be shot the way they use camera footage, or the way they shoot the scenes and everything should be like Wes Craven's original Nightmare on Elm Street, where Freddy was in the shadows. Freddy
Right.
was like, like you didn't get a clear image of Freddy, and I think that's how they
Right.
should approach it with this new one with Robert Englund. And then by the end of the movie, we transition to our new Freddy.
Kind of like what they did with the new Candyman. Kind of like a
Exactly.
little bit what they did with the new Candyman.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind that type of direction at all. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Especially if we're going to get Robert Englund in a movie, how can you complain? Especially if they get Robert Englund in a movie and it's a good movie and the person that they are going to pass the torch to, you get hooked on this character as a potential Freddy Krueger, then we all win.
Right, exactly. And I honestly don't think that there's some. I think there is somebody out there that could take on this role. I really do. As much as I'm a Fred head, okay. Like I love Robert Englund. Like that was my Batman growing up. All right,
Yeah.
and this is coming from me. Like as much as I want Robert Englund back, and I hope we do get him back, I still think that there is somebody that can still, no pun intended, kill it as Freddy. I think that there's somebody out there that could really do a good job. Jackie or Earl Haley didn't do a bad job. I just think he
No,
was miscast.
I
I don't
agree.
think he was the right casting. He's a great actor.
Yes.
His things that he did, the way he carried himself was great. I think he was too short. They should have
Yeah.
shot him in a way to where he looked taller. Uh,
Yes.
they did not do that. And then I mainly fell that remake on the director and the
I
writer.
agree.
Like I don't put it all on Jackie Earl Haley. I mean, like I think he came to play and he did well.
Right.
It was just not a great movie overall.
It wasn't.
It was sloppy.
It really
Um,
was sloppy. It really
yeah,
was. And what I didn't
yeah,
like about it, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Renee Mara. You know what I mean? I think she's
me
a
too.
underrated great actress.
Great actors across the board, really. I mean, it had a
But
great cast.
Yeah, it did, but I couldn't buy her as Nancy, and I guess maybe because
Yeah.
I wanted them to go in a different direction than trying to retell the original story. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
and stuff like that. Like, it just and plus it's that's like if somebody came in to play Laurie Strode or Cindy Prescott that's not Nev Campbell or Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, it's just I'm sorry,
It
nobody can
doesn't feel
play.
right.
It doesn't. Nobody can play Nancy but Heather Langenkamp.
You
You know
know
what I
what
mean?
I
Like,
thought? You know what I thought that they probably should have done for the remake?
what?
Twist everything. Make Tina our final girl. Nancy is the one that gets killed.
Ooh,
Let's go with Tina and let's make it to where let's change it up. You think this is going to happen to
right.
Tina, but it really happens to Nancy. You
Now,
know,
if I'm not
and
mistaken, Tina was the blonde one, right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
And
see, and that's funny that you brought that up because from the start of the movie and stuff, especially when you see her at the funeral and she's crying and all that stuff, I always got better Final Girl vibes off of her in that movie than Renee Barr.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Since we're on, what's her name again? I can't remember it, but she is a good actress and she's
I'll
beautiful.
look it
By
up
the way,
right now.
I thought that she was going to be going places for real, but
I did too.
there's a series right before the remake came out. There was a mini series that came out called Harper's Island where she was the final girl. It's a whodunit. It's a mystery. It's like they're on
Huh.
an island for a wedding, and she's getting married, but everyone at the reception and everything is getting murdered left and right, and you don't know who the killer is. It's very Scream esque. Um, and I saw her on that first, and then she got casted in that movie. And I always thought she was a great actress. I was like, man, she's actually in Nightmare on Elm Street. That made me want to see it even more. I think her name's Katie Cassidy. Katie
Yeah, it
Cassidy.
is. Katie Cassidy. Yeah, and
Okay.
in the remake, her name wasn't Tina, it was Chris. It was
Okay, that's
yeah, it
right.
was
You're right.
yeah, Chris Fowles. Yeah, because they did tweak that a little bit.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that's not enough change. That's not
No,
I mean,
no.
and then like the whole with Freddy coming out of out of the wall and it looked so CGI, it looked like dated
Yeah,
CGI at that. I did like the whole uh Jackie Earl Haley doing the with his
yes, I
fingers.
did.
I said that's cool. I thought that what was cool was when Nancy was in the drugstore, like a Walgreens or whatever it was, and she was doing those micro sleeps, and they were going in and out, and she
Yes,
could feel very creative stuff, great stuff. And there's moments of greatness in the movie.
there is.
It's just
It's
sloppy,
not consistent.
right?
It's not consistent. It's
And then it
just so
leaves on a bad note too, the way the ending is, where they try to show homage to the original with the mom. I was like, man,
right.
that looks so stupid. Like
It does.
yeah, and they just didn't blend practical effects and special effects together well in that movie. I think it was
It
just the wrong person for the job. I think there was a great movie in there somewhere. It just felt it just didn't work. It was sloppy.
yeah, it really was sloppy. Much like you said, there was definitely moments of greatness in that movie. Like that, honestly, that scene you just brought up in the store when it's cutting in and out, and you could see him walking towards her. That was my favorite part in the whole movie because
Mine too.
it was just like it was so well done how they did that, and the anticipation was building up. You know what I mean?
Right.
And plus, you didn't get to see him like he was still in the shadows, and
Yeah.
to me, that gave me the original vibes right there. When they did that scene, I said, okay, this is the Nightmare on Elm Street item. You know what I mean? A lot of this
Yeah.
other stuff, you know what I mean? Like,
And he was like slashing at the pipes in the dream, but
yeah,
then you saw the pill bottles and stuff like fall off the shelf over her. I was like, man, this is what I'm talking about.
yes,
This is really good directing here, but
right.
the
It just
overall story.
wasn't. It
And
wasn't.
it starts off just dull. It starts off to where we're just like all like emo and
Right,
depressed and we haven't slept in days and we're all just pouting. And it's like, man,
right.
I
And
I can't connect with anybody.
for me, I was upset that Kellen Lutz didn't get a bigger role because I like
Yeah.
Kellen Lutz, like, you know what I mean? And plus, especially at that time, he was booming because, the whole Twilight saga and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I thought that when I saw him get cast, I said, "Ooh, he has the potential to either be like a Johnny Depp or somebody even completely different, but somebody who has a pretty solid role in this movie." And then we get the beginning, and I'm just like, "Well, what the fuck?" I mean, like, that disappointed me a little bit.
Yeah, and then and that could have set up Chris or Tina, the girl that was supposed to be an homage to Tina. That could have set her up as the final girl. I was like, all right, well,
Right.
maybe they're gonna twist it up here. But then when she died, I was like, I felt like all the flavor just melted out of the
Yeah.
movie at that point. Like
No,
I
I
was like, I
agree.
was buying it at that point, but then it was just like I just didn't care. And the
Right.
movie's like right at around like an hour and a half, 90 minutes or so, but the movie feels like 2.5 hours
It
just
does.
because of the tone.
Exactly. And what they messed up at was by having basically by having her seem Katie Cassidy's character, especially at the funeral, it seemed like she was going to be the main character. It seemed
Yeah,
like she was going to be the final girl. And then
right.
next thing we obviously get introduced to Nancy. Then it's like, well, wait a minute, what are you guys? What are we doing here? You know what I mean? And then you see Katie Cassidy get killed, and it's just like,
It was unfocused.
it really was. It really, really was. And I'm in agreement with you. I hope that that's one franchise that I hope we get somebody who who is a fan and is passionate about that franchise, and it ends up in good hands.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
personally, I would love James Wan to take a crack at it.
Oh yeah, James Wan would be great. Like I came out of
Hell
that movie and I was like, man, I want to like this, but something tells me I don't really care to ever watch it again. Like,
yeah. Right.
so I
Yes.
mean, that's not a good feeling,
It's
like it
not.
didn't leave you on a like a high, it didn't leave you on like
Yeah.
this exciting, like, ooh, that was something special. Um,
Right.
it just didn't work, man. It just
It
didn't work.
didn't.
What and I heard that there was like 3 different scripts and they kinda like mix matched them throughout the movie, and I was like, "Well, there's your problem right
Yeah,
there."
yep,
Like, they
exactly.
they had all these different ideas and then none of it flowed together right. It was just like scene
Right.
after scene.
Well, then that would
So,
make sense for why, it was shot like it looked like Casey Cassidy's
mm,
character was gonna be the final girl, and then we get introduced, obviously to Renee Mara and Nancy and stuff. That's probably why, because of the blending of the scripts.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
Well,
and I just what could have been, man, like, honestly.
yes,
And I don't know what
absolutely.
what was the director's name? Samuel Bayer or something like that? Like, he was a
I got
music
this.
video director. I don't know
Well,
what
see,
he's
then
doing now.
see that right there is another problem.
Yeah. Yeah. And, like, honestly, sometimes that works because I think Marcus Nispel, I
Yes,
think
Bill.
yeah, I think he was a music video director but he did, like, a Texas Chainsaw Massacre and some other horror movies. And I
Yeah.
think he actually did a well job, but it just didn't work with Samuel.
Yeah, you're right. It is Samuel Bear.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and Marcus and Spell is actually pretty good.
yeah. And while we're on
He
this, I want to ask, and I think I already know your answer, Marcus, because we've talked about it before. But I'm just curious, like, what is dream casting here? Who would you want to play Freddy Krueger? Who do you think would just kill it as Freddy Krueger?
Matthew Lillard, man.
Okay,
Matthew
I thought you were
Lillard.
gonna
Like
say that.
I've Matthew Lillard. He just the slim frame, he has the height. You know what I mean? Maybe he might be a little too tall, but I
Yeah,
think cameras could help with that. But
yeah,
he just has that personality and the psychology too. Like he has that. And I think it would be such a nice touch and a nice little kiss to Wes Craven because he's a Wes Craven character. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, and I think that he could, but I remember we did have this conversation before, and you put me on to the one guy who's in, I think, Eastbound and Down or whatever, or no, Vice Principals,
Vice
Vice
principals.
Principals. And I will say this: I've like ever since we had that conversation, I checked some of his stuff out, and I'm in agreement with you. He's another one who could take that mantle and fucking kill it. Like
Yeah,
he has the look, he has the slim frame, he's
yeah,
funny. You know what I mean? Like he definitely does have that.
Yeah, he
for
can.
sure.
He's played great like comedic characters, and he's played great villains. And I'm just like, man, like honestly, I buy it every time I've seen. Like, I think he's funny as hell. But
Oh,
when
he's
I've seen him
fucking
in like a mean,
hilarious.
yeah, when I've seen him in like a mean role, and he just has that look about him in his eyes, and I'm like, whoa,
Bro, that's what it
it's
is for me.
serious right now.
It's the eyes. It's the
Is it?
eyes. Even like
Yeah,
on his Google photo that I looked up, and he's just
yeah,
like straight faced, he's not smiling. It was his eyes, and I'm just like, ooh, yo, he
yeah,
could be a Freddy. He
yeah,
could. He could definitely be a Freddy for sure.
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, real quick, we're gonna get it back to some of these chats real quick.
All right.
Michael Audrey Myers. Michael.
I thought
Oh
that's
man.
where he was going with that.
Yep, he says Dick Insider, Dick Oh, Michael. Oh, Michael. Good man, that's some good shit though.
Where'd you learn to type, Michael?
Right.
Who gave you a keyboard?
Yeah, somebody around here gave him lessons. Oh man. All right, yeah. So let me scroll down here, get to some of these chats and all that stuff behind.
Hey, but that would be a good
Got
game.
9 people in the
I think
chat
there
right
is
now,
like
though,
a
so this is
I
picking
think
up a little bit.
yeah. I think there is a Dickens bourbon, but if you mix that with like some cider and you could call it Dickens cider, like hey, that's a good mixed
there,
drink.
there is Dickens bourbon.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I thought he was talking about. I was like, what the hell?
Oh man. Oh man. Good stuff, Michael. Oh
My
man.
next party that I throw, that's what I'm gonna have at my party. I'm gonna say, y'all want some Dickens cider?
Yeah, right. Yo, he should. That will fuck everybody up.
Yeah.
They'll
I'm like,
probably be
what?
like, what?
Just drink it.
Yeah, right. Just drink the shit. Oh man. Scream Rat says, I love Katie Cassidy in the remake. Yeah, man. Like I
I
said, when
did
she
too.
was introduced, I thought that she was, I thought that she was gonna be the new Nancy, and then they fucked everything up.
Has anybody seen Harper's Island with her?
I have not.
Oh man, you got to check it out. You could probably buy it on like a streaming service. Harper's Island. I promise you, it's like 10 episodes, maybe 12. I can't really remember, but it's like a long movie. And I'm telling you, she's a great final girl. There's like this. They're on an island for a wedding. Like all the groomsmen, all the bridesmaids, and then they start getting murdered left and right, and it's pretty gruesome. And I was like, all right, it really had me guessing to the very last person. I was like, I was really surprised at who it was. It was nuts.
Hell yeah. Yep, I'm checking that out. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, I'm checking that out. I did, real quick off topic. I watched that movie, The Watcher, that you put me on to.
Oh yeah, I haven't even watched it yet.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. It's you know what I mean. You just gotta really like pay. Not want to say pay attention. You just gotta stay the course. You just gotta
Is it
stay
slow
the course.
burn?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is. It is a
Is it a
slow
good
burn.
twist at least, or is it psychological or
Psychological, in my opinion.
okay? All right.
Definitely psychological.
Yeah. It's on my list of things to watch. I ain't had time. I mean, I have, but I
It's
forget I
okay.
even have
I
it.
wasn't mad at it. I thought there's elements they could have done better, but it was good for what it was okay for what it was.
Cool. Cool.
I like scary. Brandon, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Hope
What's
you're
up,
having a
man?
great night, my friend.
Great channel.
Hell yeah. He's another one who has a great channel. Hell yes. I love how he collects all those masks and all those collectibles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty badass.
I need to get more into collecting. Like, I have a lot of
I do too.
collectibles and masks and stuff like that, but like, I don't have any of the new shit. Like, I got a bunch of stuff that I collected whenever I was a teenager, and I just never opened. Like, I always told myself, like, I'm just never gonna open these. And I don't know. I there's some really great stuff out there, and I'm just like, man, I just need to
Yeah.
go ahead and just buy it.
Right.
Like,
Dead ass, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm waiting to start mine or whatever and stuff till I get my whole own place again and stuff like that or whatever.
Mhm.
So I want to find a place that basically is like a 1 bedroom, but it has like maybe a spare room so I can make into a little office or something.
There
You
you
know what I
go.
mean and stuff. So once I get that situated and all that, then I'm getting rid of. I want to say I'm getting rid of the green screen. I'll keep it, but I kind of want to have my own layout in the background too of like collectibles. You know what I mean? I do want to get like a big ass tarp that or something like designed or whatever that's says I shot him 6 times on it, and then maybe have a bunch of the horror icons placed on it and all that stuff. George Anthony in the chat. What's going on, buddy?
That's 2 first names.
Yeah. Well, I is there a question here, George? Because I'm just getting dots, my friend. I hope you're not spamming the chat because I would have to have my mods put you in timeout, and I don't want that. I want you to be a part of this. So if you have a question, my man, or a comment, you know what I mean, drop that bad boy. Don't be shy. The blackest eyes. What's going on, buddy? Reach for the sky. Oh man.
That's what Woody says on
Yep.
Toy Story. Reach
Yep.
for the sky. There's
Yep.
a snake in my boot.
I got a snake in my boot. Oh man. I'm Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit.
I heard that new movie was not any good. Like I just heard it just wasn't like worth
Yeah, I
going out
heard a
and
lot
see.
of bad things about it too. I heard it wasn't all that great.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna watch it though, just because that's childhood. You know what I mean? I want to check it out.
Yeah.
I'll give it a
I'll
try.
check it out when it comes on Disney Plus. I'll check it out.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. Oh man. The blackest eyes. Interested in some Friday news? Oh, we're gonna get there, buddy. We are definitely gonna get there. I'm not gonna lie though. I'm kind of glad we took this little detour and started talking about some Nightmare on Elm Street because I barely talk about it. I should talk about it more on a stream or on a channel. You know what I mean? It's just what I mean. Obviously, I'd have to go back and do reviews on all the old stuff, and I'm kind of hoping we get some new stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's keep our fingers crossed, man. I mean, if Blumhouse seems to be touching everything, so maybe he'll want to touch that.
Actually, it'd be in good hands, you know.
I think so too.
Who would you want to direct Friday the 13th though? Or a reboot? I've been thinking about that lately.
And some people might hate me for this, but I've always said Rob Zombie should have been a Friday the 13th director and not a Halloween director because of the brutality in his style. You know what I mean? And the reason why I think Rob Zombie could pull it off for Friday the 13th, and the only reason the only thing that saves him for me is that the way he wrote Laurie Strode's character in the story in Halloween 2, even though I did not like that movie as a whole, the way that he did that build up into her finding out who she really was, I thought was really well crafted.
Yeah.
And I think, especially because of how he tried to humanize Michael, I feel like that would be better suited for Jason, because even though Jason does have his supernatural elements to him, because obviously he's like a zombie, he's undead and all that stuff, he was always more human than Michael was, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So I feel like his style, if the only thing I would ask for Rob to do is, okay, I'm cool with the brutality, but kind of keep it on like a maintained brutality. Like not everything has to be over the top. If he would do that, I think he would be perfect for Friday the 13th because of his style. But another sleeper that I do have, Adam Green.
Adam Green would be good for a Friday the 13th. I mean, just with Hatchet and everything, yeah.
I think he would be fantastic for Jason. Like,
I talked to Robert Englund about Adam Green, and he was like, he thinks the world of Adam Green. He said he thought Adam Green was the next best thing. and he feels like that he just wasn't. He was kind of taken advantage of, I guess.
Hmm.
He just feels like he just didn't get what he deserved. Also,
Right.
with Nathan Basil, who played Leslie Vernon in Behind the Mask, he thinks he's great too. He wants him to get back into acting. And but yeah, Adam Green, dude, like the way he did Hatchet was
Mhm.
great. You know,
Yes. Yes. Have you seen Victor Crowley yet?
I saw it once because they like surprisingly dropped that one time, and I remember being like,
Yeah.
"Oh," he's like, yeah, it's out today or tonight or something." I don't remember what he did whenever it was released, but it's got one of the Impractical Joker guys in it. And did you notice that?
Yes.
I don't know if you watch it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah,
yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I love that part when his girlfriend's like, I forget. We just watched it the other night or whatever. I forget his name already, but his girlfriend's like, "Yo, he's dead. Is he dead or whatever?" And this and that. And the dude's like, "Yes, he's dead." And he just comes out of nowhere. He's like, "I'm not dead." And he's like, "Oh, he's not dead." I'm just like,
Yeah. It's definitely got some funny moments in it.
"Oh
I
hell
need
yeah,
to rewatch the entire franchise again because I think I've seen the first one more than anything. I saw the
yeah."
second, third, and Victor Crowley once. So I need to revisit them because
For
you always got to
me,
see them through a different lens. Like
for me, I like the latest one, Crowley. As I mean, I liked all of them, but I go 1, 4, 3, and 2. And the reason why I put 4 up there for me is because of the way that we seen Victor Crowley fucking with these people in this movie. Like it wasn't just straight get to the point killing, which I like, you know what I mean, and stuff. He was actually giving it some slow burn. He was toying with his food, and I really like
mm,
that in this movie.
yeah, yeah. I remember being kind of impressed with the third one a little bit. Just like I remember it being kind of badass. But I can't remember much about it. I could be wrong. I cannot remember hardly anything of two, except for that biscuit song, the chicken and the biscuit song that dude was singing on a boat or something. And I just remember thinking that was funny as hell.
Oh hell yeah. Hell yeah, I know what you're talking about. That shit was funny. That
I was
was
like,
fucking
what is going on right now?
right. And I must say, I love that ending to Victor Crowley. The reason why, and I said this at the end of this at the end of the movie the other night. I said, radio silence. If you wanted to do a movie with Nev Campbell only being basically revealed at the end, this is take the blueprint. This is how you do it.
Yeah.
Because what I felt Adam Green did such a good job with 3 leading into Victor Crowley is that we did not know if Danielle Harris was still alive. Now, I did not look up any cast listing. I did for Victor Crowley nothing because I wanted to be surprised. I wanted to know if she was going to be in this movie. I wanted to find out for myself. And that ending scene where you see her in a rocking chair and she hears the news and she just limps over to her fucking gun and she's like, I've been waiting for you, motherfucker. And then it goes to the credits. I'm just like, oh, let's go. Like, hell
Yeah.
yes. I love that ending.
Yeah.
Loved it. And I think Adam Green would be really, really, for me, Rob Zombie and Adam Green, but I'd even put Adam Green above Rob Zombie. You know what I mean? I would like, because I just said it
Rob
to Bob
Zombie
the
with his shaky cam sometimes, like I feel like it's like I want to see what I'm looking at here. I don't
yeah,
feel like his cinematography is good for a Halloween movie.
no,
I
it was.
also thought that he would have been great for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie.
Yes, yes, he would because of that over the top brutality.
Yeah,
He definitely would. You know what I mean,
the
but Adam
grittiness.
Green, I think Adam Green, and I said it to Bob the other night. I would like to see him get a shot at a big motion picture. And if there's one, and this is it, Friday the 13th for me would be it.
Yeah, yeah, that would be awesome, man. That'd be really cool.
I like scary.
I want to see.
Appreciate it, guys. Keep killing it, man. Hey, thank you, buddy. Yeah, you should. You keep killing it as well, my friend. You keep
Yeah,
killing it as well, especially with those collectibles, man. Like you do a good job. You find some good shit, my friend. Like
hell
for
yeah.
real. He definitely does. Now, what was you saying real quick, Dustin?
I forget.
It's all good.
uh,
My bad, buddy.
uh, Man, I don't even know. If it comes back to me, I'll let you know.
Yeah, just let me know, buddy. You already know. All
Hold on,
right.
give me 1 second. I'll be right
Yeah.
back. All right.
Yeah. He'll be right back. I had to do it. Every time I say I'll be right back or somebody else says they'll be right back, I got to do that. I just have to. And I hope you all in the chat enjoy it. There we go, Bob. Yeah, Austin's dead. Austin's not dead. That's right. There we go. There we go. That's right. The Blackest Eyes. I've watched them all once, so need to refresh my memory. Yeah, man, go back and watch that Hatchet franchise, man. It's really good in my opinion. I think that is a really underrated franchise. Adam Green does such a good fucking job with the continuity and the storytelling and all that stuff. Like, and it's not stale. Every one of them is fresh, in my opinion. Like, even though it's centered around, Victor Crowley, the main killer, and stuff, he finds fresh ways to keep bringing this killer back to life. And I think that that's just a staple to how good Adam Green really is. Because we see it too many times in horror movies, especially with our favorites. When they get killed, we wonder how the fuck do they keep coming back. And I think Adam Green does such a good job with explaining that in each installment. Ooh, The Blackest Eyes. 31, I like the character. Is it Doomface the clown that punches himself? Yes, yes. I enjoyed that too. I like that was played by Richard Brake. Richard Brake is awesome, I think.
He was also in the latest Tremors movie. Have you seen that?
Yes. I love him. I love his line when he's coming out from putting on his makeup in 31, and he's like, all right, boys, you guys can go home and wrap it up for tonight. Murder school is now in session. I was like, yes, let's go. Like, I like Richard Brake a lot. I'm a big fan of his.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Real quick, Blucka, what's going on? Yeah, I shattered 6 times. What's going on, man? How you doing tonight, buddy? Thank you for stopping in. Oh. Okay. Hey, buddy, just to give you a heads up, I got a Taco Supreme talking back at me, so I'm going to be a while. So you mind waiting somewhere else and let me pass this beast in peace?
Oh, is he talking about
Joe Grizzly?
Yeah.
Hell yes. Oh man,
Joe Grizzly, bitch.
My boy said, my boy said, oh, what we have here is failure to communicate. All right, I got something for you. My boy comes out, he's like, let me introduce myself. I'm Joe Grizzly, bitch. And I'm going to cut that mask right off your face. And then he just gets fucked. I'll put it this way. He got one good punch on Michael. He did, but he got trashed the rest of the way.
That's how the scene should have ended with Busta in Resurrection.
Yes.
Busta should have had his moment of trying to whoop Michael's ass, but he ends up getting taken out.
Right. I agree with you. I do.
Yeah.
There's no way he should have lived. There's just no way.
Yeah.
There's no way he should have lived, and there's no way he should have lived to tell everybody he punked Michael Myers.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way. There's just no way.
Yep.
Oh man. Oh man, that's good stuff. All right. So let's get into some screen talk here. Obviously we a couple weeks ago, and even now, we got some news today that apparently Nev is on set. I mean, I haven't seen any photos yet. You did tell me that you saw like a photo that was like the back of someone. So from our end, that's not 100% confirmation that it is Nev. Yeah, right. I mean, I haven't seen any pictures if there's a facial of her or what. You know what I mean? But before we even get to the Nev talk and all that stuff, we obviously got those set photos. We know that the college is going to be named Blackmore University, the working title. We got those set titles. Those set pictures from what looks like a police precinct and stuff like that from where they were shooting that day. And we also know that they moved to a sound stage. It looks like they are rebuilding Kirby's house, possibly for setting up for a flashback and all that good stuff. So I'll start off with this, Destin. When you first seen the set photos, what when you first broke them down and you were looking at them, what vibes were you getting, from those set photos?
I don't know. Like, as far as like, we haven't seen a face or anything like that. Like, I've spoke about it before, recently, obviously, but I mean, we can't say that it is Nev Campbell. Does it look like Nev Campbell? Yeah. Is somebody saying that she's possibly on set? Okay, maybe. Or we all know that there's stab movies in the same same universe here. So who's to say that this isn't a stab version of Sidney Prescott that's being filmed, or that's in a stab movie, that's in a movie within a movie?
Right.
Or what if it's just somebody dressed up in Sydney's attire to show a final girl? Maybe, I don't know. I don't think it's enough to chew on to have confirmation. Like, do we want it? Yeah. Does it make us speculate? Yeah, it's great. It's going to be awesome if she's in this movie. Honestly, I think that they are going to surprise us. I do. But that's what we want.
Right.
It's really it's at the end of the day, that's what we really want. It's just, do you want to be spoiled on it right now, or do you want to just wait for the surprise? Because the surprise ain't going to be anything. And then also, if it isn't her, and then you don't get her, if you're expecting it throughout the movie, you're going to be so much more let down by the end of the movie by walking out of it. And so, just like, I don't know, like, it's almost like you don't want to know, like,
Right.
I don't even really want to know yet. I mean, like, it's great. It's great to think about, but like, honestly, like, until I see a face, if I see an image like I've seen Gail Weathers walking across it, and we see her face walking
Right.
down a sidewalk, or walking behind Sam and Tara, then I'll be like, okay, I believe this. This is going to be in the movie. But we haven't gotten that yet.
Right.
So I would say hope for the best, but expect the worst.
Now, what's interesting is that you brought up the whole stab movie thing too. And I just had this crazy idea, and it's just an idea. What if it's not Nev Campbell, but what if it's Emily Mortimer,
From 3?
Angelina?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we a lot of us fans have made the case that she's very much possibly still alive. We don't believe she's dead. You know what I mean? Radio Silence in the Studio knows how much everybody wants Nev in this movie. You know what I mean? Like, what if they basically? I mean, obviously, if Emily is in this movie, we would almost have to assume she's going to be the killer. But if they only show photos of the back of this person and they never do a close up, you know what I mean, a facial, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
like, it's not far fetched, especially if we believe that Angelina is alive, and maybe she might want to come back and restake her claim in this next one. I mean, there's so many directions they can go, and I think that's what's fascinating and stuff. Like, do I think it's Angelina? Do I think it's Emily Mortimer? No, but I think that it is something to, kind of explore in your mind, you know what I mean? Especially if you're somebody who does believe that Angelina's character isn't dead. I mean, she was supposed to play Cindy Prescott in Stab 3, and especially with Nev not being in this, with Nev not being, at least around full time, and being the fact it has been over 20 years, you know what I mean, since she's been seen. who's to say if Gail wouldn't even recognize her?
Yeah.
So I mean, I I don't think it's obviously Emily Mortimer or Angelina's character, but I think that that's something that we all should keep in mind just in case, we do get to this movie and there's no Nev. And we're like, well, who the fuck was that, that chick who looks like Cindy Prescott? Well, you could easily make the case that if she did her hair like Nev and stuff like that, and you just get the back of her, she's slim and petite like Nev, and she's around Nev's age, you can make that argument.
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
So I
For
don't know.
sure.
I don't know, but I'm with you, man. Like the days of social media, it's really sucks, especially with horror movies and stuff that we like to watch and don't want to be spoiled over because there's going to be somebody there who's going to leak something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it does suck. You know what I mean? That's the sucky part about it because I'm in agreement with you. I want to be surprised. I want to
Hey,
go into this movie. Like,
sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, I was thinking there's two things that come to my mind when seeing this image of the backside of Sidney Prescott, possibly.
Okay.
Question mark. One, I'm pretty sure because most of the movies are based around a new Stab movie or the Stab movies in some way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the idea of Scream 5 or Scream 2022, whatever you want to call it, is that the killers, Richie and Amber, wanted to make a requel because all the sequels sucked. Have you seen any of the sequels? They sucked balls. That's what that was what Richie said. They're
Yeah.
making a requel. So this is their movie, and they're trying to make it right again. So who's to say that their idea, them doing what they did in Scream 5 did not work in the Hollywood sense. Like Hollywood looked at this and was like, "Oh, there was more killings in Woodsboro. All right, we're gonna really requel this on a Hollywood standpoint, and we're gonna get rid of all the Stab sequels, and this is gonna be a direct sequel to Stab 1." And that's where we are in this one. Like now they're in New York City. There's a new Stab movie in production or just being released around the Halloween season. We know it's the Halloween
Right.
season too. And let's say
Right.
there's advertising of Stab 2, and it's called Stab 2. And everyone's like, Stab 2? We already got a Stab 2. What's up with this? Like, well, it's a requel. And we have this whole conversation like in Scream 2, where it's like,
Wow.
well, a requel is actually this. Well, why did you do this? And we talk about Halloween and we talk about all these movies that are being requelled. Like I could see this really taking place. This is how I would really write it. This is coming from a
Right.
writer's standpoint. And we're working on that requel. We're working on a Stab 2. And if they are doing this, then Sidney Prescott was in the Richie and Amber saga, whatever you want to call it, the movie. So we got to have a character that looks like Sidney Prescott, but we couldn't get Tori Spelling back, so we had somebody else play Sidney Prescott.
Right.
So this is our Stab. This is our new Sidney.
Right.
Maybe that's what we're
like
seeing.
They knew they couldn't get Tori Spelling back for Stab 3.
Right.
So that's, you know what I mean? So that makes perfect sense.
Yes.
And another thing that, would kind of, actually, work in with that as well and actually kind of make that even more plausible is, remember, there's a lot of people that are saying that in the Stab universe, Stu is not a killer and that's somebody completely different. So, which is why we got different clothing in that, photo that I remember Craven had broke down and stuff, that it's not Stu and stuff, which is why we got different clothing and stuff like that. So that's not impossible to think, especially if they are doing a Stab requel or a TV series, based on the most recent events that happened in Woodsboro. It's not impossible to think that whoever we think this is as Nev Campbell actually might be somebody else playing Cindy Prescott's role. I like that idea, man, honestly, especially because I do believe, and I know a lot of us don't want it, but I do think we are going to get some type of Stab requel or a TV series. I'm leaning more towards a TV series just because I feel like that Radio Silence would want to pay homage to the TV series, especially in Paramount too, because Paramount did just get the rights to the TV series. So
Yeah.
I can see them going the TV series route, but I do think that we are going to get some type of heavy stab reference. And another reason why I believe that too is if you look in these set photos, you know what I mean, when they're at the precinct. Granted, I mean, there's going to be media there because obviously Samantha and Tara, they're the survivors and all that stuff like that. But I just don't think there's going to be that much media coverage unless there's a movie attached to it. Just like in Scream 2. Look at how much media was always trying to get around Cindy because why? There was a movie that was in production talking about her story. And
Right.
another thing, and I don't know if you realized, I don't know if you really realized this, and stuff like that about the set photos, is that they're coming out of the precinct and there's no Chad and Mindy. And I found that
Yeah.
very fascinating. And I said this to Bob, I think it was last night when we were, talking, after the live stream and stuff like that, is that I feel like this scene that we're seeing at the precinct could possibly either be two things. Either directly after, like, I won't say directly after, but a little bit after the opening kill, or maybe, just maybe Chad and Mindy either gets killed or attacked, to which is why obviously the police want to talk to Samantha, or Samantha and Tara go to the police station. Because my thing is this: if there's a murder that has already occurred, you know what I mean, and the police want to talk to Tara, Samantha, why would they not want to talk to Chad and Mindy as well, being that they were a part of it as well? And I found that very, very odd and suspicious how we did not see Chad or Mindy in that scene. And if you look at the body language, it looks like to me that this is Gail and Samantha and Tara first interacting with each other, since they've been in New York. And the reason why I say that is because obviously you see Samantha and Tara trying to get away from her. They want no parts of her. Well, I'd like to think that especially if this was later on in the movie, by that time they would have buttered up to each other to at least try to find out who's doing this. You know what I mean?
Right,
So,
right. And you see Tara's face. She's a little bit more down
right.
than Sam. Sam's like on a mission, like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
And Gail's like, hey, I got more questions, like following up, hey, I want to help, whatever the hell it's going on. But Tara looks like she just lost a friend.
Yes, she does. And that's fun. That's interesting that you brought that up because I kind of felt something was off with her facial too. When like you get that still shot and she just looks so defeated.
Yeah.
She looks so defeated. And like I said, not seeing Chad and Mindy in those set photos really, really got my gears grinding. Like it did. And for all we know, because I know a lot of people think that Samara Weaving is going to be the opening kill. What if Chad and Mindy's their opening kills?
Man, that would be nuts, having like brother and sister getting killed.
What if
that
they
that would be brutal?
Because I know for me and Bob have talked about it, and I think we've talked about it as well. We do expect at some point, even if it's one scene, for Woodsboro to be involved. You know what I mean, what if Chad and Mindy never went to New York with them and they get killed in Woodsboro?
Oh, dang. And then maybe it's what's your favorite scary movie? Something links it to, like, is this another Ghostface? And then that brings them. Interesting.
Right. It is, man. Like I said, when I saw those set photos and I didn't see no Mindy and Chad, and I'm not gonna lie, because I initially because it was the guy who let me use this photo because he watermarked it and stuff. And I reached out to him on Twitter, Eric Chag. Eric, if you ever come across a screen, shout out to you, my friend, for letting me use that photo again. I greatly appreciate you. Well, when I originally saw the photo, from the angle that he cut the photo at, it looked like it said a pricing bill, like it said something on the top of it, and then it looked like it said pricing. But when you really zoom in on the letters, it's precinct. The E is just the lettering in the E is so crooked to the point where it's so bland you can hardly tell it's an E and stuff. So that spells out precinct. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, they're at the police precinct. It's obvious in this photo, in my opinion, it looks like Gail is just for the first time possibly seeing them in New York and is trying to interview them, trying to talk to them, and we don't see no Mindy or Chad. That just really set the alarm off for me. So It
Yeah.
definitely is interesting.
And if Dermot Mulroney's on the case, and honestly, I think that he's Kirby's dad. I think he's whatever. I think he's a Reed. I think he is. I think he's Detective
I
Reed.
I think
Uh,
so too. I think he's
and,
Kirby's dad.
and then whenever all these killings happen, he's probably like, she's probably like, he probably brought her up there to get out of Woodsboro. He transferred out and to protect her. And now
Right.
Ghostface is in town, and now there's like a hidden there's like a double motive here. There's somebody out for them, but they're also out for Kirby as well. So like it's just gonna be, I don't know. I think there's gonna be like when the killers happen, I just want the motives to hit and make sense. I want it to be more connecting to the
Right.
previous films. I don't want it to just be we just want to make another sequel. We just want to make another movie. No, no, that's not gonna work. Maybe for one of the killers, maybe for the psycho Mickey or something like that, but not for the main story. You got to have a story killer. That's how I feel like it needs to work. There has to have that Billy Loomis, and then they got to have that Stu that's crazy. Then they got to have that Mrs. Loomis, and they got to have Mickey that's crazy. Then they got to have, we just got Roman, and then in 4 we got Gio, and then we just got Charlie. And then it was like in 5 it was they're just both want to make a requel. They
Right.
just want to make a requel, and it's just like, okay, where are we going now? Hopefully
Exactly.
this isn't an afterthought and it doesn't feel forced at the end of the day.
Right.
Hopefully it's Stu Macher. Hopefully that's what's really behind it all, that will really hit it home and make sense and work for a lot of people.
So
But
here's my thing.
also,
I honestly think, and honestly, right now, and it's way too early, but for my way too early killer predictions, I have Jack Champion on the top of my list. And the reason why, and I remember me and Craven did it on my birthday. We did a live stream. He came on for like an hour and a half and busted up for me, busted up with me and stuff on my birthday. And he gave me, a little sneak peek and, to some information that he found out about. Jack Champion followed Matthew Lillard on Twitter.
yes, yeah,
And I find that very, very fascinating. And the more I look at this young man, the more I am getting Vince's brother. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I mean I could be wrong, but we don't know. We don't really know Vince's backstory. We don't know his parents. We don't know if he has a brother or sister. And I think it's very fascinating that this guy, this young man decided to follow Matthew Lillard on Twitter. Like, I feel like if he's not connected to the Mockers, why would that be done?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I
And
just,
he's going to be in the new Avatar, right, as well.
yes, yes, yep.
So he's on to big things.
Oh yeah, he definitely is. And like I said, I found that very, very interesting. So way too early, he's like number one for me because I just don't see. I mean, unless we could sit there and say, okay, this you can make an argument for this. He's not related to the Mockers, but what if he's still a killer anyway? And what if, as a way to kind of drop that some more Stu hints, they make him just like Stu?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and maybe
Yeah,
the reason
yeah.
why he followed Matthew Lillard and maybe is possibly talking or reaching out to Matthew is to get some, some feedback and some insight on how to dial into that type of character.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, man. I mean, they got to see something in him, just like they saw in Jack Quaid. Jack Quaid's. You know, I just feel like he's on his way to be a star. Like if he
Oh
keeps
yeah,
on keeping on, um, he
I like
just
Jack
he's
Wade.
yeah, yeah, I do too. I do too. And with him being an Avatar coming up, like man, that's a big property.
It is, man.
Um, that's James Cameron there. Um, before we move forward, I did want to say one more thing about the Sidney
Yeah,
Prescott thing.
yeah. Go ahead, buddy.
Um, it could be something a lot simpler because let's throw Stab away. Let's throw the idea that It could be Nev Campbell. We want it to be. We hope it is. That's great. But we can't forget that this is the Halloween season. And if they're having like a Halloween bash or they're having like a Halloween setting, parade, gathering, a stabathon, whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Someone could be dressed up like Sidney Prescott
that's another good. That's another good example. That is another good one. Yeah.
at a college party.
Mm-hmm. Right. That actually could work. That would really work in all honesty, and that would be believable. You know what I mean? Especially it's around Halloween season.
Yeah.
People. Everybody's gonna be dressed up. We're so used to seeing everybody dress up like Ghostface. We've never seen anybody dress up as Cindy.
Yeah.
So, man, yeah, I actually kind of like that idea.
Yeah. It could happen, like you have a bunch of Sidney Prescotts running around acting like like
Right,
in Ghostface, like I'm gonna kill, like
right.
at the beginning of Scream 2, like how everyone was just like all dressed up and partying at the movie theater. Like you could have that at a party, but we also see similar. We see someone dressed up like Dewey. We see someone dressed up like Gil. We see someone dressed up like Tatum, maybe,
Right.
Stu, Billy.
Oh, if there's anybody that's going to be dressed up as Gail, they better get Gory B movie on the fucking phone.
All right, right. She kills it.
She killed that. She killed that costume. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah, yeah. She's
She
awesome, man.
definitely
Another
did.
great channel. Really
Hell
great
yeah.
channel.
I actually have a stream with her tomorrow. We are going to be talking about all things Chucky for about an hour and a half or whatever, from like 6 to 7:30 and all that stuff. We're going to talk about Chucky, the Chucky, the whole franchise or whatever, and then we're going to get into some, first looks on season 2 and what we expect.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited about it. I'm glad.
Me
I mean, I
too.
like Chucky. I
Oh
really
yeah.
do.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
I have
I'm
not
a big
finished
fan of Chucky too.
the ending of the season, man. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that this week. I ha-
Bro.
I, I have a new TV coming up, like a new TV I ordered
Yeah.
that's gonna be arriving to the house soon. So that's gonna be on my watch list. Like I'm gonna finish this damn series.
Hell yeah, man.
So
Why not? Yeah. Oh, so wait, you didn't finish the whole first season?
no, and I felt like a dumbass whenever I talked to Devin Sawa because I was like, "Hey,
Bro.
man, any way you're gonna come back for Chucky season 2? Well, did you watch it?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah." Well, I died twice, and I was like, "Oh shit, I missed that part. I missed the second part." And then he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." But then I see he is actually in season 2 because he's in the trailer, but he's playing a
Yeah.
different character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say nothing. All I'm gonna say to you is this: when you get to the ending, it ties into everything. Everything.
Okay.
Everything. It takes it back to where it all began. And you're gonna be like, what? Okay. And I'm telling you, it's gonna get you so fucking pumped for season 2 because you're gonna be like, I want to see what the fuck's gonna happen. Like, I'm telling you, man,
Nice.
like the
Because
way
like
they
I was like, man, this girl's really mean doing this like prank on this dude. Like I really
right.
started disliking her. And then like I think the last one I saw was like the house on fire or something. And
Mhm.
I think that was the last episode I saw.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, finish the rest of it. I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, wow. Dom Mancini is a fucking genius, in my opinion. He is
Yeah.
an underrated genius.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
the way he tied everything in is well done, man. So well
And look at
done.
the way that he does it. He just calls it Chucky, right?
Right.
He doesn't have the rights to the name Child's Play.
Child's Play. Yep.
So that's what they need to do with Jason. Just call it
Right.
Jason. Jason Voorhees.
Jason Voorhees.
Put that mask on the poster. We're coming.
Exactly. I agree with that. I agree. Because in all honesty, let's really be honest. The characters themselves have already outshined and outlived the actual names, the titles of the movies.
Right.
They're the name. Like when we talk about a Jason movie, I mean, we might say Friday the 13th every once in a while, but we say Jason. When we say
Mhm.
Nightmare on Elm Street, we say Freddy.
Mhm.
When we say Scream, we say Ghostface. When we say Halloween, we say Michael. You know what I mean? So You know what I mean? I agree with you that that's something that they definitely should do with Jason. It's especially if you're still having problems with the rights, just rid of all that shit and just say Jason Voorhees.
They can't use if they with them going forward. If they want the way it's mixed up is that you can't use the young Jason Voorhees the way he drowned. Uh,
Oh, what?
you can't use that. You can't use his mother. That was the original character. Anything that was in the original movie, the Friday the 13th name, the mother, and the kid of Jason being drowned and being a kid, that
Okay.
version of him, you can't do that. So you
Well,
would have
see,
to either just ignore that background and just start Jason and just
yeah,
like assume that everybody can just fill in the blanks,
right,
or you're gonna have to redo his origin story.
right. I'm actually I wouldn't be against that. It would be getting different as long as they would do it right. It would be a
Mhm.
nice way to get different. Maybe this time around we'll actually see his father.
That was supposed to be in one of the latest scripts before they dropped it. Yeah, or
Yeah,
went
no, I heard
into
about that.
yeah.
That would be interesting.
Like he was supposed to be like an abusive father or
Mhm.
something with him and his
That's
mom.
how they portrayed him in the comics as well.
Oh, see,
Yeah,
I need to get my hands on some of these comics, man. I've heard about so many horror comics that I've never seen.
yeah, man. They in the comics they explain a lot of Jason's origins with his father a little bit more.
Hmm,
Yeah, and he
interesting.
was abusive. Real quick, Ghostface Fanatic, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for stopping in, man. I greatly appreciate it. We greatly appreciate it, as to say. I think that Jason Blum is trying to get Robert England to play Freddy Krueger again. Yeah, I think Destin did say something about that when I was on his channel and stuff. Yes, he is. So let's hope we can make it happen. And yeah,
He's got to
I
get the
mean,
rights first.
you got to get the rights. Yeah, you got to get the rights. But let's hope that by the time he gets the rights, it's not too late. Let's just hope for that.
Yeah,
But I'm definitely right there with you, man. I want another Freddy movie soon, and I think
because you
we're
got
gonna get. I think we are going to get one. I think we're going to get a new Jason. I think we are going to get a new Freddy because Blumhouse obviously sees it. There's just too much money
yeah.
that you're let sitting on a table. You know what I mean? So I think that we are definitely going to get those franchises back up and running sooner rather than later.
Because you got to think about it. Jason Blum knows that like, oh well, we're on our we got one foot out the door with the Halloween franchise. I'm not going to be able to make any more money off this. Where's my next big thing?
Right.
And
Well, I
that's
mean,
what
we
he's
know
working
he's got the
towards.
the 3 or 4 Exorcist movies, but
Yeah, but that's still not Freddy and Jason and all
yeah,
that.
it's not.
That's a gamble.
It is.
I,
It's
I
a
feel like
big.
it's a gamble
That's a big gamble. That's a really big gamble, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. I wish
I
they
really
would.
don't think The Exorcist needs to be touched.
No,
I
it
think it's a
doesn't.
one and done movie. Like, why are
It
we
is.
even trying to milk it for
Well,
sequels?
I'll
Like,
say this: movie wise, I agree with you. But did you ever watch the TV series,
I've wanted to, I have not.
bro? The first season, must watch. Must watch.
Okay.
I'm not going to give you any details, bro.
I heard it's good.
Bro, it's fantastic in my opinion. Like it is fucking fantastic. Like,
I think I started like the first episode and it had the dude from Ferris Bueller's Day Off and he was like
mm-hmm,
silent in the chair or
mm-hmm.
something. And I was like, I don't know where they're going with this. And I was just kind of like,
Oh,
I
bro,
just didn't.
trust me. Give it a few episodes. You'll get there.
Okay. All right.
You'll get there, bro.
All right.
When I finally was able to put it together at a certain scene, I was like, "Holy fucking shit!" Well, this is how you can continue at least with one more sequel. If you wanted to, follow up a sequel to the original or to a remake, this is how you can do it.
Does it tie into the movie? Okay. All right. That's all I need to know. Cool. I'm down.
Yes. The
I
other
didn't know that.
seasons, the other seasons don't. They base it's a whole different direction, and it's okay, but it just season 1 is where it's at.
Okay. All right.
Season 1 is where it's at. Bearded, actually, the Bearded Entertainment is the one who put me onto that. And after we did our Halloween live stream, I think that was about 3 weeks ago, whatever. After that, I literally stayed up the entire night into the morning and watched that entire season. Bro, it's the shit. Like, they did a great job. And
I've heard great things.
It has Gina Davis in it. It has actors in it that you'll know and stuff like that for sure.
Okay. I'm gonna check into that right now. Is it on any streaming service? Do you know right now? Or
see, I have it on Fire Stick, but I can actually look it up real quick.
I can look it up. It's not a big deal.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
I got you, buddy. It's TV show streaming. Amazon.
Oh, it's on Amazon?
Amazon Prime.
Cool.
Yep.
All right.
Hell yeah, man. Check it out. It's really, really good. Really, really, really good.
Like, is there only 2 seasons? I think I'm only seeing 2 seasons.
I think that, yeah, there was only 2 seasons and it got canceled or whatever. Or we didn't get renewed for a third.
Okay.
And honestly, the first season is the only one that matters, in my opinion. And it's not a knock on the second season. The second season was okay, but the second season focused on multiple stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Throughout the episodes. It didn't just have one story that was concurrent throughout the series. Like throughout each episode, I should say.
Yeah. That's just cool to see Gina Davis in something else. Like, I haven't seen her work in years.
Right, man. Oh man, I'm
League of Their Own, man.
As soon as I saw her, I popped. I'm a huge Gina Davis fan, especially in like The Long Kiss Goodnight when Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh yeah, that dude.
Charlie fucking Baltimore. What? Oh my god. Oh man,
yeah.
And she's underrated for sure.
Yeah, for sure. She took I guess she just like retired for a while.
I think she did take a break. She did take a break. She reminds me of one of those actors. It's like actresses like Nev. Like she'll have a few big projects and then she goes off, into the darkness, does some underground projects. You don't really hear much of them. And then when they do have an offer for a big project that intrigues them, we see them again.
Yeah.
And stuff. That I always felt that way about Gina Davis. And in all honesty, I think, especially in Hollywood, that's how you should do it. That's a good way to not get caught up into the bad side of Hollywood.
Yeah, for sure. Make your money and get out. Don't get
Michael
caught up.
Audrey Myers, sweet, how sweet, dark meat. Right? That's good stuff. That is good stuff. Yeah, I'll never forget that line when he said it to Kelly Rowland and on Freddy vs. Jason. That shit had me geeked.
Yeah, that was crazy. I just felt like some of the characters in that movie, when they started dying, I was like, they're dying like left and right. Like I feel like they were like rushed death scenes, like near the end of the movie. Like I was like, I mean, I know you got to get to the fight, which was the best part of the movie. Honestly.
Right. Well, yeah, Freddy kicked the shit out of Jason.
Yeah.
Beat the shit out of Jason the whole movie. When people try to tell me, like a lot of my Jason fans was like, "Oh no, Jason gave him the business." I said, "What movie were you watching?" I said, "He got his ass handed to him most of the movie." I said, He got his ass handed to him so much that when Freddy fucking turned on the fucking fountain on his ass, he balled up in the fucking corner like a little kid again. Like, yeah. I was like, come on. I was like, Freddy was ducking underneath everything, fucking bitch smacking him. Like
yeah, Freddy, it was like dropping elbows on him and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like
it was. Freddy, I just wish that was Kane, man. I wish that was Kane, and we got that presence of Jason. Like that
I will say this: if Kane Hodder was playing Jason, that fight scene would have been not only more epic, Jason would have got more licks in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because Ken Kirshner, he's just too damn slow.
Well, I mean, really, I mean, he was supposed to be just a stunt guy, and they hired
Yeah,
him because Kane kept rejecting all the Jason offers.
yeah,
So, and it's really Kane's fault over anybody's.
it
Like, even
is.
though he even acts like, oh, well, they said I had the part, but they started filming and didn't even tell me, and they had someone else. And it's like, and he gives that sap story, but
Right.
from what Robert Englund said is like, no, they wanted Kane and they offered like 4 or 5 times a different offer, and Kane kept rejecting it and wanted A-list casting type of
Yeah,
money. And they just said, all right, well, we're just gonna go with somebody else. So
right.
it was really on Kane because once you reject something, they don't have to give you another offer, you know? So
That's true.
and
That is
honestly,
true.
like I understand that. Like
Wait,
as much as
how many offers did you say they hit him with? Like 5 offers?
I think
Like,
they were on their 5th offer, yeah, and he just
man,
kept he wanted maybe
he wanted the
Freddie, maybe
bag.
yeah. I mean, maybe Robert Englund maybe Robert Englund had a number here, you know, and Kane wanted to match that, but Kane's not saying any words. He's
Right,
breathing. He's more of a persona. He's more of a force of nature. He's not
right,
he doesn't have to deliver any lines over here.
right,
So, but he wanted to make the same amount of money that Freddie did because
right.
they're the two main,
Yeah,
behemoths in this movie. And I get it from that standpoint, but you're kind of lucky to be here.
yes.
Take the
And
damn offer.
this is the issue with Kane getting that type of money, as much as I love Kane, is that one, he had to feed the beast that is Robert Englund. You know what I mean? And nothing against you, Kane, but the leverage that Robert has is that nobody else ever played that role up until they did the remake. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You didn't get the Jason
He
role
was
until
Freddy Krueger
right.
beginning to end.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Kane didn't come into what? What Kane came was he in number 4 or was it 6 he started?
Man, I get them
I think
mixed
it was
up between 3 to 6. Like, I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know where they're at that point. I don't know. I don't know my Roman numerals, man. Don't make me feel stupid.
No, you're too funny.
Oh,
No,
no,
I'm
I'm
right
just
there
kidding.
with you.
I'm just kidding.
I
Honestly, I
can't
just don't know
remember
which one it is.
exactly what sequel he showed up. I know I think I all right. I think he got his first role as Jason, like his first lead role as Jason in 6 and Jason Lives, which is my favorite one of the entire franchise.
Yeah.
But he did stunt work in 4, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I think that's what he said. He got his start in 4 as a stunt double, and then he got the actual part in 6. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, and space, it was all him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, like, he's also like late to the franchise. Okay, like, okay, you're late to the Friday 13th. Yeah, you might be a fan favorite. You might be a fan favorite, but I think he just got too greedy. I think he got
No,
too
I agree.
greedy. And honestly, like, as much as I like Kane, I've tried to get him on my channel and everything, and his assistant or his manager or whatever is even said like, I don't even have enough followers for him to even consider me. And I'm like, okay.
Oh wow.
Like, I've met him in person before, but like he won't come on my channel because I don't have enough subscribers or anything.
Right.
So, which is fine, but obviously he thinks his shit don't stink a little bit,
Yeah.
like, and it's like, you know, at
My
least
thing is, it
Robert's,
shouldn't
at
matter.
least as much of a rock star that Robert is, at least he's
Yeah.
still humble and he loves being there for people. Like, he'll give you
Right.
his whole heart. Kane's cool too, but it's a job to him. And I'm
Yeah.
sure it's a job to everybody, but it's just like Kane's doing it for the money. He's not doing
Right.
it for us,
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly. And that's the sad thing because in my opinion, it shouldn't matter to you how many subscribers somebody has. You know what I mean? Because one, you're already well off. Everybody knows who the hell you are. How much more exposure do you really need? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like,
And
I'm not, no matter even if I've like had a million subscribers or something like that, like, you're not going to get notarized by anybody more than you already are, especially in this community. So
Right. And then not only that, and maybe he doesn't realize this, but we are the ones who pay the tickets and put the asses in the seats for you to get those big bucks and for you to
exactly.
land those parts and stuff like that. So as a fan, I'm not gonna lie, that kind of that disappoints me because that makes me not even want to reach out. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
it's like so you're telling me I have to basically have damn near 1 million subscribers just for you to come talk to me?
I don't really know what their number was. I
Yeah,
mean, I just know that I
yeah,
didn't have
yeah.
enough, and I was just like, it kind of came off rude a little bit, and it kind of like I was like, all right, well, there were that's you could have even said like, oh, he's just not available, and that would have
Right.
even been nicer, lie to me a little bit maybe, but you just kind of like I mean, I don't know, like I'm still a fan of his and everything. It's just I don't know. That just
No,
kind
it
of
definitely it soured it a little bit, man.
yeah.
It sours it. It does
It makes me
because
like even once I do get my channel to a certain point, I almost don't even want to reach out again. Like I
right,
don't I'm not
exactly.
going to. So
I don't
yeah,
blame
I
you.
don't know.
That's
And
fucked
it
up.
makes me like next time he's at like a convention or something, I might not even go up to his table. I might just be like, all right, well, I already met him before, it'd be cool to shoot the shit with him for a second, but I don't really want to just because of that experience. Like I was like, man, that was kind of that was that was kind of rude.
Yeah,
Like
that was really rude. That was really rude
so
because my whole thing is this, and maybe it's just because I'm in the community and doing this, doing these live streams and these videos and stuff like that. But I don't care if I was, an A-list Hollywood star. I would want to give back to the people who made this happen for me. You know what I mean?
right.
Like it's just like with us live streaming and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it's like you got to we all are helping each other get to a certain point. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with showing love and showing support, especially that's why I said to Craven, like, you know what I mean? I will always be indebted to him for the rest of my life, for the rest of my days. You know what I mean? And stuff because I never forget the fucking first night I was in his chat box. I wasn't on a live stream or nothing, but I showed up in his chat or whatever and stuff like that. And he had seen I start doing my own videos. And I didn't expect this, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. This is, that's your channel. You know what I mean? I don't expect to get no promotion on your channel or anything. And he's like, hey, everybody, go check out Marcus's channel. And I'm just like, wait, what? What just happened here? Like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I love that because I'm that type of person. You know what I mean? Like I was just talking about it to Bob last night. I said it. I don't care if I get this channel up to 50,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, or whatever. We were talking to Harmony's friend who's thinking about getting into, content creating and stuff. And he's like, oh, I didn't know if, you would want me on being that I don't have a channel or whatever. I said, brother, you like the same things that us in the community like. Come on down. I don't care if you don't have any subscribers or if you don't do this. If you want to have a conversation with me about horror movies, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, honestly, it's not a competition. We should all be lifting each other up
right.
more than
Exactly.
anything. And because I mean, it's all our community. This is the community we're in. So
Yes.
it's better to work together than against each other. Like I'm
Exactly.
not trying to do this for for money or notoriety
Right.
or anything like that. Like I'm here simply because I enjoy the community. I enjoy talking about horror movies. This is my thing, and
Right.
and this is y'all's
Exactly.
thing. And it's like I want to talk to people that know what I'm talking about because like if I talk to anybody in my family or anybody, they don't know what the hell I'm talking about. They're just like, yeah, it's just another
Right.
movie. It's just another whatever. Um, but
Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
but that's the thing. Like there's you shouldn't even like put like, but I mean, in a sad world, that's the way it is. It's like some people get too big to where they think like, oh well, yeah, I can't mess with them because I'm on another level now, and it's just like
Right.
it's like
I can't stand that.
I wouldn't be like that. I would
No.
I would try to find somebody that like really does have a passion for something, and I
Right.
would bring them up with me like as much as I
Exactly.
could.
Right.
Um, that's the way. I
Exactly.
mean, because what you're
It's
not
it's so
losing
funny.
anything.
it's so funny you say it like that, because in all honesty, I feel like, especially, what I mean, with me and Bob, and then like with me and you coming on each other's channels and stuff like that, I feel like that's us, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Just like with Craven and all them, that's all of us, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like, and stuff, and that's how it should be, you know what I mean. It definitely should be like that, you know what I mean, because I say this all the time. We all started off as 0 subscribers.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like, why not help each other, especially if we're in the same community, lift each other and propel each other up to those, to those 1,000 Ks, to those 5,000, 10,000, whatever. Why not? You know what I mean? In all honesty,
Yeah.
I think it makes the community that much better too, because not only does everybody else has options, they also see those options band together for live stream. So, you know what I mean? Like, well, shit, Craven, Destin, Marcus, and them, they're all doing a live stream together tonight. Well, cool. I get, 3 or 4 of my favorite content creators, on one stream. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I
like,
mean, and that's the thing, man. The more collabs that you do, you're bringing their community to you, your community to them. And
right.
that's the way we grow together and we prosper together. That's the way it should be. I'm not in competition with anybody, man. Like I just
Facts.
I constantly I honestly just want to make good content and talk about the things that I want to talk about with the
Right.
people that I, like I what am I trying to say? Like like I agree with. What's another
Yeah.
word? I don't know.
Um,
You know what I'm saying.
yeah.
But like see we see eye to eye together.
Yeah.
You
We
see
see.
what I
There you
see.
go. Yes. Yes.
Sorry,
Yes.
I'm a few Michelobes in.
Oh, you're good, my friend. You're good. Real
Um,
quick before I do read this comment or whatever,
yeah,
because I know most everybody who's in the chat right now is already subscribed to your channel, but that's not going to stop me from plugging. Any new viewers that comes across this stream, do your boy a favor, like that, press that like button, and also subscribe to my channel, as well as go in the description on the bottom and look up Destination Station's channel. I put his link in the description. Amazing content creator, guys. You will not be disappointed. Any new viewers that come across this stream that is not a subscriber to my channel, that is not a subscriber to Destin, as our buddy Fate decided likes to say, what are you doing? Hit that like button and hit that subscribe and come join the community and come join the family. We welcome you with open arms.
yeah. Thanks, man.
Oh, no doubt, buddy.
Do
Absolutely.
it. What was that movie? Starsky and Hutch with Ben Stiller.
Yep.
Like I always remember that scene. I don't remember much about the movie, but I always remember when like Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. He was like,
Yep. And fucking Snoop
do
Dogg.
it.
Snoop Dogg is Huggy Bear.
Yeah, yeah. And Snoop Dogg's like, so me shooting him in the ass and him
Yeah.
growing his tail back ain't the same thing. No,
Right.
man.
Right.
Dude, that was like those two scenes, like that shit just makes me laugh out loud. Like,
Oh,
I
hell
don't
yeah,
know,
man.
man.
That's good shit. Oh,
An
man.
iguana can grow his tail back after being shot off, man. So
we said
you
it
mean
before. They don't make comedy like they used to.
they really don't. And honestly, like, man, like I hate the way the world is now because I feel like everyone's tipping toeing around everybody's feelings. We don't want to offend nobody, so it's like no one
Right.
can really be themselves and bring that comedy that they want.
Right.
So it's like
I feel like, without getting too heavy into it, we are in a time where we're in a time where we have a lot of people in this generation who are very sensitive,
Yeah.
and
they get the Twitter mob after anybody that they don't like.
this is my thing about a lot of those people who are overly sensitive, is that a lot of them are the ones on social media and stuff kind of starting things and
Yeah.
or saying something out the way. And my issue is this: a lot of those people who are like that, they feel like they can say whatever they want, but then nobody else is supposed to say whatever they want. And it's not. No, we all have our rights.
It's double standards, man.
Yes, we all have our rights. We're all human beings. We all pay fucking taxes. We do whatever the fuck we want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we're all, for the most part, outside of, the little kiddies just still in, school and stuff.
There's,
We're all
I mean, right.
Like-
I mean, and like, I can watch content right now. Okay, I can throw on a movie that like there might be a scene or a dialogue that might offend me in some way. I'm like, oh, I don't really
Right,
like that. Like that might be blasphemous in my opinion,
right,
or that might be a scene that's like too vulgar in my opinion, or like I just might not agree with it.
right,
But I might like the rest of the movie. Well, I'm not gonna go and destroy this director or actor's career just because of this one moment. Like
right.
people need to quit being so it's
Soft.
like right. It's like grow up a little bit. Like
Yes,
quit being a beta bitch. Quit being
yes,
a beta it's a bunch of beta males running around being beta bitches and just wanting to destroy somebody because they're feeling vindictive at the time. And it's just like,
right.
dude, like grow some thick skin and throw some shots back at us. Throw some shots back at
Exactly.
you. You know,
Right.
like, and
You know
you
what I mean?
no one's forcing you to watch the content. No one's forcing you to
Right.
pop that movie in and watch it or go buy that ticket. Like, don't ever
Exactly.
watch it again. But it doesn't mean you gotta go and ruin this person's career,
Exactly.
because you don't agree with what they said in the movie or what they said on stand
Right.
up or maybe their religious beliefs or their
Yeah.
sexual orientation. I'm not trying to go down all this road,
No, you're
but you know
good,
what I'm
man.
saying. Like like
Yeah.
like it's like let everyone do them, and as
Yeah.
long as it's
Yes.
not affecting you,
Yes.
shut the fuck up.
Right.
like
Well, my thing
like
is, and this has always been one of my biggest motto, especially as an adult. Stop trying to tell other adults how to live their fucking life and how to
right.
speak and what to fucking do.
Mind your business.
Yes, you wouldn't want somebody doing that to you, so why are you gonna play that part with somebody else?
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Simple.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
just that
And dude,
simple.
honestly, like right now, in a situation like I worked for a job. I was there for 12 years, and I worked for a liberal arts school. It was an Ivy League school,
Okay.
and I worked there for 12 years, and I had meetings and I was on the administration side, and I dealt with meetings every single day, and there were so many things that I didn't agree with. I just said, "Okay, well, I don't agree with this,
Right.
but I'm gonna go with it. It's my job. It's what y'all want to do. Like y'all sign my paychecks. I'm
Right.
gonna roll with it." Um, I just, there does come a point to the time you come to that crossroad, and it's like either shit or get off the pot. I decided to get off the pot, you know,
Right.
like it, and so like it's nothing against them. They took care of me while I was there. I appreciate them. I don't agree with a lot of stuff that they think, the way they think, or the way they
Right.
run their business or their school or whatever. But you know what? Let them do them, and I'm
Right.
gonna go do
You
me.
gonna go do you.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah.
That
So
you
we
can't.
choose what we wanna do. We choose the
Right.
job we choose. We choose what content we wanna watch. That's what I'm saying. Like, no,
Yep.
we're in a free country. We can do whatever we want. You can't change others. Like
Right.
if you don't like that over there, then stay away from over there. That's that's
Simple.
it's
Thank
that
you. You
simple.
said it so perfectly. You
But
can't
everybody
say
wants
it
to
any more
change.
perfect.
Everybody wants to change everybody else. No, think like me. Think like me. And it's
Right.
like,
And it's like, no, that's and that's what I can't stand it. I don't we're not meant to think or feel the same. You know what I
right.
mean? We're not. You know what I mean? We're our own human beings. You know what I mean? And
We're
stuff like
meant
that.
to
We're not
learn
meant
from each other.
exactly. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And stuff. We're here to help educate each other. You know what I
Right.
mean? And stuff like that. And hopefully, as they used to say back in the day, this too shall pass.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
I
this
I
this
hope.
era that we're in
I
is
hope, and I'm not too old to the point to where it's like, oh damn, I can actually enjoy movies again.
yeah,
I
right,
don't know.
right,
I can't see
exactly.
now. I'm too old to see.
You're right, exactly. Real
Oh
quick,
man, it's just
Blucka says Scream 5 had the potential to shock fans, and Scream 7 will have the potential to shock fans. Um, I will say this: the more and more I watch Scream 5, I was talking to Bob about this. One thing that I think that I think a lot of us missed. And a lot may agree and say, "Oh, Tara didn't look like a suspect," you know what I mean, and stuff. But literally everybody in that movie to me had some type of suspect trait to them. And at first, I didn't put Tara on that level neither. But there was one scene, and I just watched it. I want to say like a week ago. There was one scene that I missed, and I'm going to still do a video about it, but I'm going to talk about it real quick here and whatever. I The scene, the final act scene, where you see Amber and Tara going to the back to get her inhaler or whatever and stuff. Well, I didn't notice, when I first few times I watched it, Samantha follows them back there. Why is that? I want to know why that is.
Wait, say that again.
Samantha follows Amber and Tara, and basically when Amber and Tara are supposed to be going and get her inhaler or whatever, Samantha follows after them into the back. And then the next time we see her is in the front walking through the house, and she's like, "Come on, Tara, let's go." And I found that very, very odd. I found that very, very odd. You know what I mean? Because one, this is the final act scene. You know what I mean? Two, if you're walking with them to go in the back to get Tara's inhaler, why did you stop following them? Like, or what made you not go all the way with them? Like, but I seen you go in the back with Amber and Tara. So what is that about? Now, me and Bob were talking about it. Could that have been terrible editing? Absolutely. But there are certain things in this movie that I felt like we might have raised the eyebrow to that was done on purpose. You know what I mean? And I could be wrong. You know what I mean? But that scene really smelled funky to me. You know what I mean? And just a tiny bit gave Tara that a little wave of suspect. You know what I mean? Because I want to know what you, Samantha, and fucking Amber are talking about in the back. You know what I mean? Like that I saw that scene, man, and I was just like, why does she go back there? Like,
yeah,
that's, you know what I mean? Like, something didn't add up.
Maybe it was just two scenes, and they were just like, "Hey, walk that way," and then whenever they
right.
decided to do the
It could be.
climax part,
It
yeah,
could be, man. It could be. But one thing I will say that this movie did, you know what I mean, is that to a degree, even to a slight degree, they actually paid homage to Randy's, quote, "Everybody is a suspect." You know what
yeah,
I mean? Because in the original, I think maybe we can agree, never really saw Cindy as a suspect.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. We didn't. At least
So
I didn't.
that's something, yeah, me neither. So that's something, in my opinion, even just a hair, even if you can say it's just a hair with Tara, that they actually explored that a little bit. And I thought that was, now that I watched it again, that is a little bit shocking to me. And honestly, seeing that scene that I didn't see before, it actually made me more excited for Scream 6 and the possibilities. You know what I mean? Because in my opinion, I'm gonna do the video on it and I'm gonna explain the possibilities, but there's possibilities with that scene that I saw and stuff, to where maybe something a lot deeper is going on here than we think. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And stuff like that. And I do want to keep this in mind, is that, remember, in Scream 3, for Stu's big return, all those killers who were supposed to be coming after Cindy was revealed to all be alive after thinking they were dead or whatever in the final scene, however they were going to stage that or whatever. So I don't know, man, but I'm really excited for Scream 6, and I think that Scream 6 has the potential to shock us more than Scream 7 and 5, because in my opinion, this is Radio Silence's shot to put their imprint on the movie.
this is the Empire Strikes Back.
Right. Right.
That's
This
what
is
I'm
their
thinking.
shot.
Yeah, I really do think it's like even if Nev is in the movie or not in the movie, I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised with what they got here. Now they could like really miss the ball. They could like really mess it up, and but they could also really surprise us with, but also like knowing what I know, knowing who's casting this, knowing the direction that they're taking. I'm like, I got all these questions in my head, and I'm like, what what the hell are you doing? Where are we going? And what's going to happen? Like I've never been this like
Yeah.
confused, not like confused and questioning
Yes.
like what I'm so intrigued. Just
Yes.
please don't disappoint.
Right. Honestly, man, we are on the same level. It's the intriguement because
Yeah.
we see how many like directions that they could take. You know what I mean? And stuff. They can take so many different directions. And
Yeah.
that's what's intriguing, but we just hope that they don't disappoint us. And
Yeah.
they have the shot to either make us love it or make us hate it.
Yeah, yeah, and
So
it's really gonna be how we feel when we walk out of that movie. So the ending
right,
better freaking land, man, because it better be a good motive. If it's not the motive, if it's a similar motive to what we got in 5, like you can be like, "Psh, this was a waste of time."
right,
Like everything else can be freaking fantastic and awesome scenes and great stuff. But if that motive does not land, you're gonna walk out of that movie being like,
like what?
this was a bullshit sequel. What was the
Right,
point? It was just another cash grab. I mean, even though
right,
there might be some great elements in it, there might be some great scenes, some great action, kills, all this kind of stuff. But man, like they got to work on the story.
they
They
do.
got to make the story connect better. And if you're trying to combine the old with the new and all that kind of stuff, that which they should have done in Scream 5, Richie or Amber should have been more connected to at least like, hey, they can still have that
It's
one layered motive. We want to
right,
make a recall, but where's the real motive here?
right.
Where's the second motive? Where's the main who's related to who? Who are you? Why are you doing what you're doing? And where's the sadistic part? Like Billy Loomis,
Right.
like when Billy got serious and he was like, "Did Norman Bates have a motive?" And he got
Nope.
real up on Sydney.
Yep.
He was just like, "Well, uh, uh, your slut mother was
Used to
fucking my father. That's why my mother moved out and abandoned me." And it got
Yep.
real serious. And then you saw the look on
Yeah.
Stu's face. And it was just like, oh, wait, everybody's heart just kind of stopped for a second. Like, oh, it
Yep.
just got dark.
Yep.
It got serious for a moment.
Hell
And
yes.
that's what we need. We
Yes.
need one killer that's real serious, not hammy. Jill was a good reveal, but she was a little hammy,
Right.
in my opinion. It
No,
was
I can agree with
great.
that.
It was cool that it was connected
Yeah.
and they were family and what she was doing, the motive was cool, but just her delivery of lines and everything she did, I was like, I wanna see the dark side. I wanna
Right.
see the Billy Loomis side, you know?
Right.
Like, that's what we're missing.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. And I do hope that we do get some more darkness from whoever this killer is. Now, I will say this. You know what I mean? If you looked at their set photos, it looks like our girl Samantha. I said this to Bob last night. I said if she's not going to go full on dark mode in this movie, I can see her being edgier. I can see her being edgier. The hair's darkened. You see the belly shirt. You know what I mean? You're like, I don't know. She's showing out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, I just wanna understand her presence
Right.
in New York. I mean, the only thing that I can think of is maybe like, okay, maybe the mother is still absent, and so Sam's having to take on this motherly figure for Tara.
Right.
But what if the beginning of the movie, Tara Tara's friend or someone on her campus or somebody that's a classmate or something gets attacked and killed at the opening, whatever. And we realize it's maybe a ghost face. And that's what the news things are saying. That's what Gail Weathers show is saying, the Good Morning
Ooh.
Show. Then Sam comes up there and is like, no, I have to be here, you know? And that's when Sam swoops in and is like, I'm not leaving your
Mm,
side, you know? I mean,
that
or
would
she
be
could just be there
interesting.
from the beginning. Maybe she's like,
I
yeah,
do
I'm
think
never.
she is going to be there from the beginning because she did say, "Oh, I'm never, leaving your side," and
That's true.
you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I'm not going to lie, like it looks like Sam is going to be overly protective of Tara in this movie. I got
Yeah.
that feel from those set photos, and I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
I can see that like dynamic between Tara and Sam. Like Tara's like, let go a little bit. Give me some space.
Yes,
I want to go hang out with my friends. I met these new people at college. Blah blah. I'm trying to live my life. I don't. I want to leave Woodsboro and Woodsboro. Kind of like how John Tate did with Laurie Strode and H2O.
right.
It happened. Let it
Just like
go.
just like Connor Randy wanted to do with Cindy and Scream too.
Yeah.
When she
This
was
doesn't
throwing,
have anything to do with us, Sid.
yep,
Yeah.
exactly. And she's
Yeah.
like, Randy, somebody in a ghost face mask hacked up 2 kids late last night. Coincidence? Like he was trying so hard to, and he even said it. I know, Sid. I don't ever want to go back there again. Like
Yeah.
simple and plain. Like
Yeah.
so, I can definitely see Sam being overly protective of her in this movie. I will say this. Who do you think before we move on to Halloween Ends and all that stuff? Who do you think Henry Czerny is going to be playing?
Remind me who Henry Czerny is again?
He's the one who played in Ready or Not. He kind of reminds you of
Oh, yeah.
Hank, he kind of reminds you of Hank Loomis a little bit.
Have they
Just
not give his character name yet?
no.
He looks like more of a mayor type to me, or maybe the head of a Gale Weathers show, like the
Mm.
director of the news show.
Or he
That's
could be
probably
or he could be the dean of the college.
dean of the college, something like that. I could see
What
him
if
being
he's
like
what if he's an homage to Henry Winkler?
it could be. I really don't think he's our killer. I really don't
No, I
think.
don't either.
I think he's a death, for
I
sure.
agree.
I think all of the above. Like he could be. I'm looking it up right now. I think he's probably going to be a red herring for a little bit. I would give him that. Like maybe he's wearing the boots or something like that, and they show it. He throw down a cigarette and put it out like the
Right.
sheriff did in first movie or something simple. Um, but I could see him being like Gale Weathers, like, okay, Gale Weathers thing is like, I'm not covering this again.
Right.
And she's like, she's going to write a book about Dewey, right?
Right.
Okay. So when stuff starts coming back and she's like, I'm not covering it. I'm not going to do it. Even though it's in our town, it's in New York. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do this.
Right.
And he's her boss and he's saying, you got to do this. It's your job.
Right.
And he's the one that forces her to do it, and maybe it's going to boost up ratings. And he's like, we need our ratings. We need this. Or and threatens her job, and he comes off as like this real dick.
Right. I will say this. I do feel like you're onto something with that because if you really look at Gail's face when she's trying to talk to Sam, you could tell she's like, it's like she wants to talk to her, but she doesn't. Like
Yeah.
she's iffy about it. You know what I mean? You can see that in Gail's face in those photos, in my opinion. So that makes a lot of sense. Like, because I'm all but sure Gail would not, especially because she said it. I don't want to give this shit any more press.
Right. We don't want to give recognition to these killers that keeps giving them this fame to do what they're doing.
Right.
She wants
Right.
she wants to put out the fire now. But if she's forced, maybe he fires her. And then and maybe she has to make this decision to where it's like either work for the Good Morning Show for my career, or I can give it up and go help out Sam and Tara,
Right.
Maybe there's something there. We got Craven, something scary in the chat. I see that. What's up, brother?
I'm catching up with the chat right now.
I'll be right back. I'm ready to get on this.
Buddy.
All right, hold on.
Man, I am way behind. Yeah, I am way behind. Okay, now I'm caught up. There we go. Kyle Brandon, what's going on, my friend? Thank you for stopping in. Ooh, can't wait for that subway scene in 6. Ooh, I mean, I've heard some people talking about a potential subway scene. in 6. I'd like it. I'd like it a lot. I just don't want nothing too spoiled for us. You know what I mean? Craven, something scary. Steven, what's going on, my friend? How you doing tonight? Hope you're having a blessed night, my friend. See you talking to Kyle, says they better do one. Right? Yeah, I'd be on board for that. Hell yeah, why not? Wouldn't it be crazy if we see Ghostface in the subway, right? And they just literally hack up every single person who's on the train. That would be nuts. Blucka Blucka Bob is the most lethal wrench I've seen. Yeah, man. Shit, when Bob's, you know what I mean? When obviously he's not on stream here or whatever and stuff. Bob's in the comment section modding away, man. Zerny is the dean. Craven says Zerny is the dean of the college, or better yet, theater teacher. Ooh, kind of like to if I'm not mistaken, David Warner. If I'm not mistaken, that was his name, who just passed away. Like, yeah. Craven had said something about Henry Zerny, because he said Zerny is the dean of the college, or better yet, the theater teacher.
I could see that. I could see him as a professor, as he's got to be something close to the students. I mean, he's got to be like either the film professor, whatever. I mean, is it going to be too close to? I can see Mindy being in film school. I can't see Chad too much. Or
Yeah.
like, like taking film classes or something like that. So, I can't see Tara doing it. She did not even like know film that much. She didn't even know the horror movies that much. So I don't know. Maybe the theater teacher, if somebody is in theater. I mean, possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it. I can see him playing any of those roles, honestly.
Honestly. Yeah. I could see him being the dean or the teacher. You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure. Hell yeah. Why not?
Kind of like the dean in Urban Legend.
Right? Yep. It's funny. We were just on last Sunday. We were talking about Urban Legend. Did you hear about their apparently in pre-production for a reboot?
No, I didn't hear that. Man, I've been so behind on stuff right now, man. I got so much to catch up on.
It's all right. I'll catch up a little bit and stuff like that. But yeah, man. Yeah, apparently they're in pre-production to remake Urban Legend.
They're remaking it?
But like I guess rebooting it or whatever.
Okay. I hope it's. I mean, honestly, like I hope it's like the same. They need to do like a sequel to the original, or I always thought Urban Legend would be a great TV series. You can do so much as a TV series with Urban Legend.
Yeah, you can. You can go in many different directions. You can have one season be like a slasher, the other one be like a little bit more paranormal or supernatural. Yeah, I mean, you can do so many things with Urban Legend because there's so many Urban Legends out there.
Right.
I wouldn't be against that at all. TV series
for Blucka says it's an Urban Legend requel. So it's a direct sequel to the original. It has the same killer from the original and black female cop. Oh, you're talking about what's her name? That was the
Rebecca Gayheart and Loretta Devine.
They're both in it. Even the killer. I don't think she really needs to be back in it.
I don't neither, because then you automatically think she's. I mean, we know she didn't die.
If she's the opening kill, somebody kills her, and it's like, oh, who the hell killed the killer? I can see that work.
Whoa, what? Okay, I just got this crazy thought in my head. Okay, so if they're both going to be doing it, right? What if whoever this new killer is basically their urban legend is based on what happened at Pendleton, but they're going to recreate it their own way. You know what I mean? And obviously, the first kill would have to be the original killer. Like,
Hmm.
because we know she's alive. We see her at the end, and we see her at the end of part 2.
It's like
You
she
know what I
got
mean?
away with it,
Yeah.
but she also gets killed.
Right. Yeah,
What if
man.
she's like what if she's like a professor now at the college, and she's just like, yeah, and she's teaching the urban legend class, and
She
then next thing
basically
you know,
was at the end of the first one. When they
yeah,
showed they go to the new college and the guy's like telling the story, and then it cuts the camera over to her, and she's like, "All right, guys, listen up, because this is how the story really goes." You
yeah,
know what I mean? So, wow, and wow, if
she
Rebecca,
plays the Robert Englund character in Urban Legend, and then she actually gets killed. Like,
wow,
dude, that'd be sick.
bro, like, but
That could
I'm
work.
just I'm just also enamored the fact that Rebecca Gayhart's making a comeback.
Are we for sure about this,
I don't
Blecka?
know. I got to check this out. Now
Hmm.
I got to check this out.
You got our
I got
wheels turning.
Yeah.
Don't have our wheels turning for nothing. That's right, Craven. There is a lots of possibilities out there. You can do so much with urban legends.
Okay. So this was actually this was back in 2020, bro. That this got announced by
Oh,
movieweb.com. The casting has already begun.
what?
Urban Legend, I'm reading it right now. Urban Legend reboot targets Catherine McNamara, and several other rising stars. Screen Gems is rebooting Urban Legend with several rising stars currently being eyed for the cast. The Urban Legend reboot is well underway as casting has begun for the upcoming horror movie. Catherine McNamara, Cindy Chandler, and Keith Powers are being eyed for possible roles in the reboot. It is being produced by Screen Gems. The studio is seemingly eager to get this one underway, with initial reports suggesting it is being fast-tracked by the studio. The aim is to provide a fresh take on the slasher for the digital age. According to a new report, Cindy Chandler and Catherine McNamara are both in talks for roles in the new Urban Legends. Keith Powers is also being looked at for a possible role, but it's not clear where he and the studio are in the process. Chandler is set to play the protagonist, aiming the deal closes. There's no word on who McNamara will be playing. Should things pan out, while specific details are largely being kept under lock, the reboot will see a diverse cast of college students as they navigate a series of bizarre deaths that resemble urban legends linked to the darkest corners of social media.
Yeah,
The
I
movie
see
is
that.
also said to be dealing with deep fake technology. Colin Minihan, What Keeps You Alive, is set to write and direct the reboot. I don't see anything about Rebecca Gayheart, but I'm going to actually type it in now and see what we get.
She's on the IMDb.
Is she?
So was Loretta Devine, who played the cop, the campus
Yeah.
police. Interesting. I like the
That is
direction.
very interesting.
I just hope it lays more towards what we got in the first movie. Let's don't go too social media. We can dabble in it, but I mean maybe urban legends over social media, and that's how we get the awareness, or
Right.
we bring this legend back to life or something. But don't
Okay. Yeah. You're right. This is on IMDb. And what is important about that IMDb is that Catherine McNamara says rumored. But where
right.
Loretta Devine and Rebecca Gayheart is, there's no rumored. It's like they're set in stone in the movie.
Yeah, their characters are locked in. So I mean, obviously, like maybe like I don't want to say the word, but you know what happened in the world is what probably postponed it for a second.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe I mean it's a perfect time. It's a perfect time. Bring
Whoa.
it back.
Whoa.
Bring it back. I want Urban Legend back, and I want The Faculty back. I want a sequel to The Faculty, and
Hold on, man. Hold on. I saw something about this, and I don't know how fucking true it is, but we're gonna take a look at it now. Okay. No, this is just something else or whatever and stuff. But somebody in one of my horror
You froze.
potentially that there is potentially a faculty reboot or a TV series on the way.
We need it.
Bro,
I need it.
bro.
That movie never got the recognition it deserved. Like, I mean,
man, it really doesn't. That is a fucking bomb ass movie.
yeah.
Like, oh man. Like I said,
I think the marketing is what hurt the movie, honestly. I remember seeing the marketing and I was like, this looks like a straight to DVD movie. Like, what is going on with this? It looked like one of those lower budget Dimension movies. And then when I went to see it and it came to theaters and I was like, whoa, this is awesome. like it was so good.
Right. Definitely. Hell yeah. Man.
The characters were great.
Both Urban Legend and The Faculty. Whoa.
And another one I would like to bring back is Disturbing Behavior.
What?
Man, I would love some Disturbing Behavior, man.
Yo, bro, are you stooging off my brain? Because I swear to God, before we got into this conversation and stuff, I was like, before we got into the live stream and everything or whatever, we were just, going off backstage. And I was sitting there thinking about movies they could reboot. And that fucking movie came to mind. What? That is so underrated. Like, what? Yeah. Oh my God. Love Disturbing Behavior.
Yeah, man. It just did not. I mean, if you watch it now, it's like it even holds up. And it's it's like you appreciate it so much more. And it's like, I wish we got more movies like this now.
Right. Exactly, man.
So much you could do with that property, even the way it ends. I'm just like, man, this was just a solid movie. It's not, it doesn't take up too much time. It's got a great soundtrack. It's got a great story.
Yep, it's got a great cast.
I mean, it's just
an
all-around good movie.
One of the very few roles where you see James Marsden play a serious role.
Yeah. Did you ever see him in that movie, The Loft?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like a whodunit type of mystery.
That was okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't
it was okay.
Bad.
It was okay. It was a little sloppy.
It was okay though. It was watchable.
Yeah.
Wow, man, my boy brought out the bag on that one. He said Disturbing Behavior. That's what I'm talking about.
Man, that soundtrack, man. Whenever they found out it was, what's the doctor's name? They're like, it's his daughter. And then I even got that soundtrack on my iTunes, and it's like,
you know what is a baller soundtrack? Fear.
Fear is a great soundtrack with Bush.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
I don't want to come back down from this cloud.
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe
out. Oh
yeah.
Bush had not a great movie, but it had some great moments. Was American Werewolf in Paris. It had Bush on the soundtrack with Mouth.
Yes. I agree.
You gave me this.
Yep.
Nothing hurts like your mouth. I just remember these moments, man. I'm just like, man, great soundtrack, great moments.
Yes. The
movies are a little sloppy.
Really good soundtracks, man.
Yeah.
Like Scream 2 had a really good soundtrack. But also Halloween H2O with fucking Creed. What was it? What's this life for?
Scream 3.
Yeah.
What if?
Scream 3, yeah. Scream 3. Oh, yeah. What if? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, sometimes those soundtracks just made the damn movie.
Yes.
We just don't, it even enhances the feeling, like the vibe. And it's just man, this is really, It's really awesome, man. Like
Hell yeah,
like
man.
like I always think about that one movie, which a lot of people don't really like. I really like. It is a little cheesy in moments, but it's a fun movie to me. It's a Jet Li movie called The One. Don't know if you ever
What?
seen it.
It's a fucking banger, bro. Oh my
You,
god.
that soundtrack when he's
Yes.
kicking ass and it's like let the bodies hit the floor
Yep.
and all that kind of stuff. And dude, he's just like just taking them out left and right. I'm like, look,
Yes.
I don't care what anyone says about this movie. This movie is so rewatchable and so much fun. I love this movie. Great
Hell
soundtrack.
yes, man. Yes. Hell yes. Man, bro, you're definitely bringing it out the vault tonight, my man.
I
Like,
know, man.
that's my shit. The One, Disturbing Behavior, like, and all of them had great soundtracks. Like, they really
Yeah.
did. Like, man, I feel like I'm taking a trip down memory lane. Like, holy
Yeah,
hell.
dude, you remember the part where like Jet Li was like with the like the girl that broke him out of like, he was like on that on the chair and they're about to send him to like the universe prison or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And she broke him out. She put like a bomb that was hanging out the mouse's butt or whatever. And it like went to the side of the cell. And when she hit it, and that song goes, wah, you see the electricity in the bomb that goes all the way to the mouse. And it's like
Oh,
in sync. And it just like blows up the side and it helps him break out and kick everybody's tail and everything.
right.
And I'm just like, this movie,
Oh man, The
as
One is
ridiculous as it is such a fun and awesome movie.
it really is. The One, in my opinion, is one of his most underrated films.
Yeah, yeah, he's like a Terminator in that movie.
Yes, absolutely, yes, and that's why I appreciated about it was the Terminator type feel to it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like Jet Li, I mean, no disrespect to Jackie Chan, I respect him for doing his own stunts, and he's awesome. But
yeah,
Jet Li's my guy. Like
yeah.
that,
Jet
I
Li's my
love
guy
Jet
too.
Li. I
Yeah,
love Jet Li, man.
Jackie Chan is family fun, in
Yes,
my opinion. Jet Li is badassery.
yes.
Yeah.
I will say though, Jackie Chan with Chris Tucker in Rush Hour was classic. Loved it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Loved
can't beat that. You can't beat that, man. That's comedy gold right there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What boy said, I'm not responsible for your assumptions. You're full of shit. You know that? You're just full of shit. What said? He said, he said, I like people who like to talk, and I let people who like to talk. It lets me know how full of shit they are. I'm like, yo, he's the fucking man. Like,
Yeah.
loved
He
it.
said, "What the hell did you just say?"
Yup. Dude, how about part two when he thought that Carter died and Carter pops up and he's like, Lee? And he's like, Carter. He's like, yeah. He was like, who died, Lee? He said, you. And he's like, you? Not you. You. Detective, you? Not you. You. And he's like, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Man, nobody understand the word that's coming out of your mouth.
Yeah, yeah, that shit was funny as hell, man.
Oh my
I
God.
love the part where in the first one he's like, "My daddy saved five crackheads from a burning building by himself. My daddy caught a bullet with his bare hand by himself." He's like, "My daddy kicked your daddy's ass."
Yeah, hell yes, man.
Don't
Hell
you
yeah.
talk about my daddy? You don't talk about my daddy.
Yep. Oh my God. Yes. Oh man.
It was
Gold.
perfect, man.
Comedy gold. They were a match made in heaven together for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Blackest Eyes. I like calling her Foxy Brown. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Miss Foxy Brown. My girl was getting it in that damn fucking security layer.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she
Oh
was. She was
man.
just like holding her gun. I was like, man.
Yup. Hey, I will say this though. That gun was fly as hell. She even got it gold trimmed like Foxy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And what was the movie that she liked though with Foxy Brown? Like what was it? Ah,
Brown
can't remember
sugar, or it might have.
no, there's another one. Where she hid the gun in the tiger's butt or something, like her stuffed
Okay,
animal.
I can't remember the name, but I know what you're talking about. Like,
Yeah, I can't think of the name either.
man, I'll have to go
Yeah.
back and check that out. Like, but yeah. Oh hell
Yeah.
yeah, Loretta Devine, she's the shit.
She's
I like her.
great.
Hell
Yeah.
yes.
She's always been a really great actress. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
but how old is she now? I don't know what she looks like today. I saw her in some like Tyler Perry movies back in the day, but
right.
I don't know
Let me
how. I don't know
pull that up.
what's her age.
I
Is
got it.
she gonna is she gonna be like a head of security now or at the
Oh, she
college?
better be, unless
Yeah,
she's retired.
yeah, yeah.
She still damn near looks the same, bro.
Does she?
And she is 72 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, and she still looks the same.
She don't age.
No, she still looks the same. Still looks like the same Loretta to me. Like
Yeah, yeah.
that's
On
what's up, though.
IMDb,
Man,
yeah, yeah, for sure.
I'm
Yeah,
glad we
she's
got.
all.
I'm glad we got to dig a little bit deeper into that urban legend stuff.
Yeah, that's news to me. I learned something new tonight for
Hell
sure.
yeah, man! Definitely gonna have to keep an eye on that bad boy.
Yeah, she's good, man. She's
Hell
great.
yeah.
Anything that she's in, she's a standout. That's the thing. It's like she has that mom
Yes,
persona, like that caringness. Like she just has that her voice and everything. Like
yes,
it's like you hear her voice. I can hear her voice right now, and it's like, oh, that's Loretta Devine. Like I know
right.
who that is. You know, she just has a unique voice, but she just has
Yeah,
a soothingness to her.
yes. She does have a soothing, unique voice. Like she
And she's
really
from
does.
Houston, Texas.
Yup.
Wow,
Hell yeah.
cool.
Look, Loretta's the shit, man.
Yeah, bring her back. Just don't kill her. That's gonna piss me off.
Ghostface Fanatic says, I just hope they don't copy and paste Scream 2. If Mindy dies, I hope she don't die how Randy did when he got pulled into that van. That would be a copy paste of Scream 2, and I don't want that. Well, I'm gonna go hit the John real quick, and if you want to touch on this comment real quick, Destin, and then I'll touch on it when I get back and stuff.
Sure.
All right, buddy.
Um, yeah, I honestly like I don't want that either, Ghostface Fanatic, but I honestly don't think that they're that dumb. Okay. I don't think they're gonna go that closely to Scream 2. Is there gonna be homages? Is there going to be a certain feel of like, oh yeah, that's kind of like Scream 2? Like maybe we got a pattern of the killer like we do in Scream 2. Like if you remember in Scream 2 where it's like uh uh Cece. No, what's Cece's real name? Casey Cooper. Something like that. Like the killer's killing in the same order as, you know, as the original Woodsboro murders or something. Maybe something in that similar fashion. But as far as like scenes playing out like they did in Scream 2, I don't think so. I don't think no one's getting pulled into a van and getting killed like that. Is Mindy a goner? Probably, in my opinion, probably. She might not be. I mean, you might think that she might be a goner, and then she survives, and that might be like, oh, they didn't kill the Randy character this time. They actually let her live. Chad might be gone. I would say that would be a more um I would put money more on Chad than I would Mindy. But I just hope that whatever they do, if they decide to kill both of them off or one of them off or whatever, it's got to hit at home. Okay. It's got to be a scene that, like, oh, this is serious. This is something that's like, it just got real. It got serious. It had to be okay, we know that, like, Chad is injured from the first events, and he probably can't pursue his goals as being a football player. And maybe we relate to him, we sympathize with him because he can't be a football player. Maybe he's got a little bit of a limp like Dewey. Maybe he's just injured and he just, has a certain, twitch about him that, you know,
Right.
and we kind of already sympathize with the character a little bit. So when he does start getting chased, he does get that phone call or whatever, and he's in a vulnerable state and he's trying to run from the killer like he was in the first movie. This time he's got a limp. He can't get away. He's
Right.
he's hurting. He's just like he just can't get away, and then the killer takes him out. Like I could see something like that. I think that would hit at home if they make it serious. Um But as far as anyone getting pulled into a van and doing something similar as Randy 2, I don't think so. I don't think so. Not to say that Mindy's not going to get killed. I'm just saying that I don't think they're going to be copying and pasting that close
Right.
at all.
I agree. I don't think that they're gonna go that direction with Mindy or Chad. You know what I mean? I do think that that set photo is a little weird, and it intrigues me to see what is going on with their characters, being that we don't see them in them set photos. But I don't think this is the way. If either one of them were going to die, or both, or one of them, I don't think that they're going to I don't think they're going to mimic Randy's death.
Mm-mm.
However, I don't. I will say this though. I mean, and it could just be some random news van. You know what I mean? Like one of the random other reporters' news vans. But I did a video on this, and when the first set photos came out or whatever, actually Dino sent me a couple or whatever, and it was a news van that I even said that I don't think that was Gail's news van. And then when we got the actual set photos, from Montreal, that was confirmed because she's working for Morning for News. I do think we are going to get a Debbie Salt type character in this movie. And I would be on board for it only if that person is a massive red herring, but not revealed as a killer.
I agree with that.
Like, that's the only way I would be okay with them copy and repasting that part of Scream 2. You know what I mean? Now, who's to say? And I have this, thing for Samara about what if she's not the opening kill, right? And what if she's, if there is a Debbie Salt type character? What if she's the Debbie Salt type character? She's young. She's this ambitious reporter. She's basically like Gail Weathers was when she was young. You know what I mean?
You don't think she could be a college student?
Oh, I do. I definitely do think she could be a college student. I just, I'm just basically spitballing out ideas out there for her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That if she's not a college student, if she's not a killer, why not have her be somewhat like a Debbie Salt type character to where you see her rivaling Gail? And we got, because, we think that, she's the new Debbie Salt. She might be the killer. She's just this massive red herring. But then we reveal that she's not the killer, obviously. And will she possibly die? Who knows? But because she lived, we'll see. I don't know. I wouldn't mind her being a Debbie Salt type character because I wouldn't mind seeing somebody young and ambitious kind of rival Gail. You know what I mean? Kind of like a new Gail Weathers character, but they end up learning from Gail. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I like that.
I think it's going to be interesting to see. You know what I mean? I do think that whatever news van that Dino sent me, I have a feeling that it's going to be a Debbie Salt type character.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I wouldn't be mad at a scene, and I wouldn't run it by them that they do something similar to where it's like, let's say Mindy gets a phone call. Let's just say this.
Right.
Mindy gets a phone call. It's Ghostface. They're toying with each other, whatever. She's saying some lines, maybe she's by a news van. And the news van door, someone in the news van door, just like, we all think, oh, there could be a killer in there. We're getting similar vibes here. The news van door just slings open, and just like a cameraman walks out and just kind of goes and takes care of whatever. And it kind of it gives us like a little jump scare, like, oh shit, but it's not.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't be against that. I think that would be especially a nice little troll too. You know what I mean? That'd be a nice little troll, to be, oh, we thought that this was going to happen, and actually the opposite happened.
Yeah. Me too.
Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And honestly, if Chad does get killed early on, I think Mindy's going to be tormented more. Or it could be the other way around. It could be Mindy getting killed and Chad being the tormented one. But why are we? If they kill Mindy, why do we keep killing our
Randy?
Our Randy. And why are we keep killing the people that know these films? We need this. We need a character that gives us this. Like, these are the rules. This is what's going on. What's happening again? We need our Noah from the Scream TV series. We need that person to keep going.
Right.
If you want to kill them,
that guide. We need that movie guide.
Right, right. And if she does die, let her live at least till the third one, like maybe
Right,
halfway through the third one. Let her die then, but not now. Not right now. It's gonna be too much like rain. That's what I'm saying. Like you kill Mindy in this new movie, it's gonna be just like Randy.
right,
And why do you want to retread those steps? Like, I just don't understand.
right. I agree with you. I hope, and I don't think that they are going to go in that direction. You know what I mean? If they do, they're going to piss a lot of people off.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
know,
think
so
so too.
their whole spew was that they're going to subvert fans' expectations, and that's not subverting our expectations because we would expect Mindy, being that she's the Randy, to die either like Randy or just die in general.
Yeah.
So if they really want to subvert, our expectations, especially in terms of the characters, build these characters, you know what I mean, and don't kill our Randy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Don't kill our Randy. I mean,
Right,
I don't know. I'm that's what I'm saying. I'm so intrigued. I
right.
just don't know what to expect, and that's what's intriguing me more is because I'm like, it's just it's a 50 it's a
Yes,
coin toss. We're either gonna fall flat on our face or we're gonna kill it.
right. Exactly. And that is what is honestly the most intriguing thing about it is that it's like you said, it's 50-50. They could make a great movie or they can make a terrible movie.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, I'm not gonna lie though. One thing I will give Radio Silence is this. You know what I mean? They prepared themselves for two scripts, one with Nev, one without Nev. So
Yeah.
that tells me to a degree they have something lined up in terms of story.
Well,
You know what I mean?
whatever it was, it couldn't have been like something that was gonna change the overall impact.
Well, see, that's funny because and I'm gonna have to read the article or whatever and stuff like that. And I was mentioning it to Bob or whatnot, but there was this article that came out. I want to say almost roughly a week ago, and it was talking about Nev Campbell in Scream Six. And I'm gonna assume that her role in the movie, or at least her big role in the movie, that was supposedly her chunk role or whatever, like the original script I guess it got leaked, and people are saying that they don't understand. They basically, from what they're understanding, what the movie's going to be like now, it would have been better if they would have stuck with the original. You know what I mean? Like basically, with Nev being more heavily involved, I guess.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to read that article to see how legit it is, and just to see what I feel from it. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. But you know, it's we'll see how this plays out for sure. I see Bob is heading out for the night. Hey Bob, I'll catch you later, my friend.
Later, Bob. Um, you know what I think that they should do in this movie though? Because we're also wondering, is Skeet Ulrich coming back, or we're gonna get more visions of Billy?
Right,
I say don't show him at all. I say we act like we don't see him at all, and then at
right.
the very end, she sees a vision of him, and that's when she has her episode.
Oh,
Hold it
I'm gonna
out all
agree.
the way to
I'm gonna
the
agree
end.
with that because that's one thing they have not ruled out is Skeet Ulrich not being in the movie at all. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And when Skeet was asked, he said he doesn't know. You know what I mean? So I that to me, I think that's just more him kind of being nip tucked to the non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Me too. Me too. It's just like Skeet. Like I've met the dude. He just seems like he's just a nonchalant, cool guy.
Yes,
He keeps
yes,
saying the same stuff over and over to fans. Like he knows what they're about to ask him.
right, exactly. No, he is like I've watched like some cinema cons, like they had a Steel City Con last year, and somebody live streamed a Q&A, from Scream Reunion, and it was Skeet and Matthew. Matthew showed
Yeah.
up a few minutes late or whatever and stuff, but Skeet was there, and it was funny because like he was just having, he was just so casual, so calm, so cool. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Just talking to everybody. And then somebody asked him, have you ever had somebody try to, on Halloween, dress up as Ghostface and try to prank you at your house or whatever for Halloween. And he's like, "Oh, you can't get to my house." He's
Yeah,
he's like, "You can't get to my house. Like I
I
live
saw
like,
that.
yeah." He's
Yeah.
like, "I live in a secure place." And then somebody in the crowd was like, "Where is it?" And he's like, "Where is it?" Like and stuff like that. That was funny. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Yes, Skeet is like, especially for when I got to see at Horror Hound. Unfortunately, I didn't get to meet him. Hopefully, at Monster Mania, I will get to meet him and stuff like that. But he definitely seems like a genuine chill guy. Like I said, him and Matthew, they were supposed to leave at 5. Well, basically leave by 5, and when the convention canceled, when the convention ended, they said no, we are going to finish until every single one of our lines is done, and they
Yeah.
rearranged their flights and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like dead ass cool dudes for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're cool as hell for sure. I
Hell
didn't realize how short Skeet Ulrich was though. Like
yeah,
he's
he's
pretty.
6 feet even.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, wow. But he's
Yep.
such a he's just such a cool dude.
Yep.
Like he's just chill. Jamie is like he's awesome. He's
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah,
He's a
hell
little
yeah.
dopey, but he's awesome. You know,
Hell yeah.
he's super like oh man, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's do it. Like
Oh,
he's just
hell yeah.
all into it. You know.
Oh yeah, buddy. When I went and got this bad boy done at Horror Hound, and I
Mm-hmm.
walked up to Jamie and stuff like that, I was like, I hit him. I was like from Randy to old school B Rad, and he was like, "Oh yeah," that's right, baby. Come on, baby, hey, let's get this picture, baby. And this and that. I'm just like, yo, that's what's up, man. Like cool as hell,
Yeah,
cool
yeah. He is cool.
cool as a mofo,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah, I like Jamie. I'm supposed to
Poke
have him on
fan.
my channel too, man. I
Yeah,
just
I remember you said that.
I'm getting nothing now. So maybe I don't know.
What
Still hoping for the best.
I think you're definitely gonna get that, buddy. I think he's just fucking busy because the
Yeah.
cons and stuff like that. Like, and when he was going, off about Nev, he was like, dude, he's like, I don't think the studio or them understand how popular or just horror is right now. Like with all these cons and stuff going on and stuff like that, and then he's got his YouTube channel and shit like that. So and I know he said he's working on something else too. I think he's working on another movie or something like that or
Yeah.
whatever. So like I know he's busy, but bro, you're gonna get that interview. Don't
Yeah.
worry, you're gonna get that.
Yeah. Yeah. He's super cool, man. I like
Hell
him.
yeah.
I
Poke
believe him. I believe him.
Poke
No
fan,
rush.
Poke fan 12/20/95. I can't wait for Halloween ends. Yeah, me neither. We're actually about to start dibbling and dabbling into talking about some Halloween ends. So he came in at the right time. I'd say we'll go probably like another, I would say what, till 2:30 or whatever, 1:30 on your end. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, I'm down.
All right, cool. Um, so yeah, obviously, we got the Halloween ends trailer. A lot, to decipher from that trailer, even though I will say this, I enjoyed that it was only a minute and 17 seconds long. I enjoyed that they didn't show a whole lot, but what they did show was it was tight, it was quick, it was sudden, and you really had to break everything down and slow the video down to get the little nuggets and Easter eggs that you wanted to see.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the fact that they didn't go full Halloween Kills or to an extent Halloween 18 and give away so much of the movie.
Yeah.
I,
Because we're
I
already
guess
showing up.
right. Like I guess I'll ask you this, buddy. What do you feel about the plot synopsis in terms of we'll talk about Lori, a little bit later. What do you feel about Corey Cunningham and Dr. Mathis?
Man, I don't know, man. Like it's it's gonna I just don't see how it works. it's hard to wrap my mind around it. Like,
Right. I agree with you.
and is it necessary? Do we even have to go this direction? Like, I thought, in my opinion, we see that trailer and we see that, the Michael, we get that POV shot going up the stairs and similar
Yeah.
to, and pushing up the door, and he's got all his hands intact and everything. He's pushing up his door, so it's not the real Michael or whatever. And
Right.
then Lori unloads the gun on him. Maybe Michael falls over the banister and down the stairs.
Right.
Whatever. I thought maybe, what if Lori killed the wrong Michael? And
Yeah.
then it was somebody doing a prank, or maybe it was somebody trying to kill Lori and just kind of like, Michael's not dead. Like,
Right.
and they're just like trying to torment her a little bit around the Halloween season.
Right.
And then once she realizes, oh, I killed someone innocent, then her trauma all comes back.
Right.
All that trauma comes back. And Michael still is like
Still out there.
dwelling. Yeah, he's still out there. And then he comes back as well. Man, I don't know, man. That's
I'm
what I
gonna say
want.
this. I know we saw, like, at least from well, initially, what we saw was basically we have two Michaels. We have a copycat Michael.
Yeah.
But when you really break down the trailer, bro, there's three. There's three. There's three Michaels. And the first Michael we see, obviously, is the one with all his fingers intact and he's pushing open the door and stuff like that. Now, I said in my own video, I got a lot of Halloween, not just 78 vibes because of the point of view, but I also got a lot of H2O vibes from Laurie's dream. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And stuff like that. And I said it wouldn't be impossible that scene where we see Michael POV, going up the stairs, pushing open the door, and like you said, Laurie unloads the clip on him because we see Laurie in a quick shot at basically the bottom of the stairs, and she's screaming. You know what I mean? So I would assume that she killed whoever that Michael was. But from how I was taking it, you know what I mean, is that maybe that's a dream sequence because it is a fake Michael Myers. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Maybe she's dreaming and stuff. You know what I mean? And then when she screams, obviously at the bottom of the steps, that's when she wakes up. You know what I mean? And stuff. So
Maybe.
that's where I went with it in my trailer because I just got those big Halloween H2O and 78 vibes. And Halloween H2O in its time was supposed to be Halloween Ends. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's why I went with it in that direction. But then when I broke down the trailer again, because somebody had commented, and I kept hearing it around the community about this ring being on Michael's hand, on his finger. And I'm like, yo, I didn't see no ring. So then I went back and I really like tit for tat, like slowed it down, like really like just each scene. And I seen the ring. You know what I mean? When Michael's stabbing whoever. And from when I put it in my trailer video, my breakdown video, it kind of looks like Laurie because of the gray long hair, flapping out and stuff like that. But what really caught my eye about, Michael's hand wasn't the ring. It was the size of his hand and how much more pale, a little bit more paler it was than the one he's. That he's a bigger man. He's not. That's not the same Michael, in my opinion, who opens that door. You know what I mean? If you really break down those shots of Michael opening the door, and then when Michael's stabbing, you can see a distinct size advantage in the fist. You can. You can see that whoever that is stabbing, that's not who was pushing open that door.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And
you think people are trying to intentionally torment Laurie Strode because of what happened to maybe their loved ones and Halloween Kills?
well, actually, what I kind of was going with, you know what I mean? Because we don't know, obviously, Dr. Mathis's backstory just yet. But what I was thinking, and I don't know how I even feel about it. I haven't like came to that conclusion yet, but I'm getting big time Dr. Wynn vibes. Like this Dr. Mathis, he's obsessed with Michael Myers, right? And because obviously we don't know where the real Michael Myers is, maybe Corey Cunningham is somebody he's investing in. And maybe he's somebody that he wants to like kind of like Dr. Wynn, once he's controlling Corey or he has something to do, or maybe he's donning the Michael mask, but he gets Corey to come in on it with him, like much like Dr. Wynn was Michael's, Michael was Dr. Wynn's experiment. Corey is Dr. Mathis's experiment.
Mm.
And I just got those big vibes because, like I said, man, when I seen that size advantage in that fist, I said, that is not the same Michael who opened that door.
Yeah. Yeah, I see which.
Oh, you first. Hold on, you first for a second, buddy.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good now.
All right, cool. If I slowed it down too, and wasn't that Corey in the sewer?
Yes.
And he gets grabbed by the neck, and the working title of this movie is called Cave Dweller.
Yes.
So I really think that's where Michael's at, is down in the sewers.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you. And somebody, I think it was one of my subscribers, Keith Asherbrenner or whatever. I'm surprised Keith isn't in the chat tonight. He might be busy and stuff. But he had commented and said that he thinks it's a hermit who attacked Corey, and that this hermit is basically taking care of Michael. And I told him, I said, what, that'd be too Halloween 5-ish. And it wouldn't make sense. It would only make sense if Michael, like in Halloween 5, passed out from his wounds. You know what I mean? And maybe slipped into a coma for 4 years or whatnot. But I'd also like to believe that if Michael, because we've seen him visibly, standing and doesn't seem bothered by the beatdown from the mob or anything, I highly doubt this version of Michael Myers in this timeline would allow anybody to even try to touch him. Excuse me, let alone help him. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
I would like to just. He's missing for 4 years.
Right. And why would the hermit attack Corey? For no reason.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it could also play into that whole mask theory that I've touched on a lot, where maybe Corey somehow gets the mask put on him and it controls him.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly, like, I mean, and maybe it's done it to somebody else if there's a third one or something like that. Like, at the end of the day, at the end of the movie, we need to have the real Michael fucking shit up.
Right. Well, I do know that at least in the kitchen scene, that's Michael. I mean, because you see when she stabs his hand, you can see, as Craven likes to say, the digits missing. Yeah. You can see the digits missing on that hand.
Yeah. So but did you see his hand? Like it's very grody looking. It's almost zombified.
Yes.
Like he's dead.
Yes. And the other hands are obviously clean.
Yeah. So it's like a dead hand. Like he can't feel nothing in it. It's infected. Right. Exactly. Like, and another thing is too, I mean, if let's say my assumption is right that there are actually 3 Michaels, think about it this way. That would be somewhat of a nod to Halloween 4. Because remember, when Loomis is getting, Rachel and Jamie in the cop car with Meeker, and all those pranksters with the Michael mask and outfits, come, surrounding the car. And obviously, when we see them drive away, Michael's standing right behind them. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So I don't know, man. Like Do you think Lori's going to get her fingers cut off too, just like Michael? It's like an eye for an eye thing. I think so. Possibly.
I'll say this. Do you think she's going to live?
No.
This is where I'm having issues believing she's going to die. Is when Craven did his breakdown video, there's that shot where you see Laurie staring straight into the camera, and you can see the cop lights flashing on her face. And I'd like to think, and I could be wrong, but I'd like to think, especially with the lights flashing that close and like that bright and visible on her face, she would have to be outside the house. And
Or it's through the window. Could be coming through the window.
That is true. That is true. I guess just by the way the shot looked, because it was so in tight, so you couldn't tell if there was a window beside her, it looked like she would be outside. You know what I mean? And stuff. And I don't know, man. Like, I'm really thinking that, because we know Jamie Lee, she wanted Michael to die in Halloween Ends. What if they gave her that assurance in this contract? You know what I mean? That she gets to kill him or whatever, and then she lives. Like, maybe that's what will be. That's what will upset us. You know, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, but man, I will say this: they are leading us into so many different directions. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't
That's what
know
I'm
if
saying. Like, it's like I almost don't want to buy any of it.
Right, and I don't know if it is the right direction. Now, I even said that I do think what they're doing is messing with our minds a little bit. You know what I mean? And I don't think Corey's going to be this copycat or whatever that everybody thinks he is. But then when I saw, the picture with the ring and I seen that size of that hand, I was like, this is almost inevitable. Like, there's definitely more than one Michael.
Yeah, and maybe we'll get a scene similar to, like, the scene that we all get pissed off at Resurrection, where there was two Michaels. It was Busta and Michael. Maybe we have a scene like that, and Michael actually kills the person trying to portray him.
Right.
You're not trying to be the boogeyman. You're not the boogeyman. I'm the boogeyman.
Exactly.
And he knocks him down. He kills Corey, or he kills the copycat or the other copycat or whatever. There might be a couple others.
Yeah.
I could buy that, but at the end of the day, Michael still better be the one that's dominant over it all.
Right. He like, I know John Carpenter said that, this movie is going to have a lot of Christine feels to it or whatever, especially when it comes to Corey. And I'm not buying it. I think the only real thing that is like a real reference from Corey Cunningham to Christine is the fact that his last name is Cunningham, much like Archie's and Christine, because that was Archie's last name, Archie Cunningham.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember when he's pulling up to the game with Alexandra Paul, and he's got the car, and the John Travolta lookalike, the bag, the bully or whatever and shit. He looks and he's like, "Is that Cunningham?"
Yeah. Possibly. Or, I started thinking, like, okay, say that, like, Corey Cunningham has this story of the boogeyman to all the other people he's around, and, like, the boogeyman's missing for 4 years. Let's say that,
right?
But he's had an encounter with the boogeyman in the sewers. I ran into him one time, and I got away. And so, like, slowly he progresses to be infatuated, and he puts on a boogeyman mask, Michael Myers mask as himself, starts doing his own thing, but then Michael Myers really shows up and takes him out, like,
right.
Don't freaking, just the only direction I just do not want it to take. You can do whatever you want. Laurie could live or die. Michael could live or die. Whatever. Just don't kill Michael early on in the movie, and we're following a copycat killer. Do not do that.
Right.
That better not be the bulk of our movie.
one thing I did say, especially if we see Corey being attacked, if he survives that somehow, what if the evil transferred to him?
Could be.
You know what I mean? Like, and the
It,
vessel of Michael just finally dies. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he's got a new Michael. You know what I mean? Like, man.
if Michael dies and then like it's like he's slowly
Oh,
like possessed, if you want to say that, and it's slowly like
right.
he's getting worse and worse as the movie progresses, and he finally just becomes our new Michael. Like, I don't know. It
I'm not
sounds like,
feeling
was that the original idea? Because they had a 3-movie arc here. It got messed up. It was all supposed to be in the same night. And now this
right.
third movie so in left field.
Yeah, man.
I would even buy it if it was the same night, you know? Hey, let's do it the same night. Let's pick up where Halloween Kills left off and let's
right.
let's
Because
keep
my thing
on.
is too, and it's funny because I swear to you, I thought about you when I saw that POV shot
Yeah.
or whatever. I was like, oh shit. I was like, this is what Destin wanted. And then I seen her going upstairs because I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought that this was going to be going back inside the Myers house until I saw the front
Yeah.
and shit. And then I was just like, you know what I mean? But there's still one thing we don't know is what will the beginning look like? Will they rehash Halloween Kills, the ending anyway? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I kind of feel we talked about. I feel like they have to, like,
What if like that whole scene, like it is a dream sequence, like you said. Lori's killed him,
mhm,
and maybe the next scene she's talking to her therapist or something, and she's like, yeah, I've had this dream to where I've killed Michael several times. I've killed
right,
him, I've murdered him in so many different ways, so many different times. I dream about it at least twice a week or 3 times a week, whatever. You
right.
know, maybe it's a part of that,
It could
just
be.
a build up to the climax.
Now,
I just
somebody had commented on my video. I forget exactly which one it was. It might have been the plot synopsis video I did, and I looked at it and I didn't want to read too much into what they were saying because it sounded very spoily. It
Mhm.
sounded like to me this person actually might have got to see a test screening, and because the way they worded it, it was the way they worded everything they said. So they said Michael does die in the first 15 minutes of the movie,
Mhm.
and basically what we see in that opening scene of the trailer is actually basically, how can I say this, like a what do you call that, like a coping mechanism that Dr. Mathis is giving to Laurie. Like he's like basically having somebody dress up as Michael Myers, and basically they're doing this as like part of her recovery or whatever,
Oh.
like as like you know what I mean, and
She's,
stuff
like,
like
going
that.
through, like, this testing, this therapy, like,
Right,
you gotta get over this.
right,
Yeah.
and I tried not to look so much into it because I genuinely got the feeling that this was some spoily shit. You know what I mean? And I hope it's not. You know what I mean? I hope that's not the case.
Yeah.
So it's interesting though for sure. But if they kill him in the first 15 minutes of the movie,
I
mm,
mean, we can think that he's dead. Us as
right?
the audience, we can think that he's dead, but he better
That's true.
come back.
Yes, he better come back. He has
Yeah.
to. He,
Yeah.
he almost has to because it's like you've done so much shit to him. He's been shot, stabbed, beaten, damn near burned, and he's still he's walking with a purpose. Excuse me. If you have him die in the first 15 minutes, because she said, yeah, he dies in the first 15 minutes because he succumbs to his wounds. And I'm just like, I can't buy that. I don't watch
Yeah.
this guy get fucking shot, burned, stabbed, beaten with a bat, whatever. And still walk away and still stand up killing mofos and walking over to his house to kill Karen. Like, so
I know, man.
it's rough. This is rough. You know what I mean? It's going to be interesting for sure. I just hope one of my biggest things about this movie is I really hope they give us some clarification on Karen's death. I kind of hope they redo that. Another thing to take interesting noted is that I'm gonna say we'll go probably like another 5 minutes here. And I'm gonna check some of these comments and stuff like that, and then we'll wrap it up. But
All right.
Lori's ring on her finger, because a lot of people speculate that her and Hawkins are, an item now or engaged or whatever. But what's interesting, and that could not be true, is that the fact that Lori and Allison are living together. And I'd like to think if Lori was engaged to Hawkins, they'd be living together.
Yeah.
And it didn't say that in the plot. It just said that she's living with Allison. And now when I'm starting, what a couple of us in the community was saying is that might be Karen's ring. I'll have to go back in Halloween Kills and take a look at that shot when she's washing her hands, the blood, and see how her ring looks like. But a lot of people think that that's Karen's ring and that Lori's obviously wearing it to remember her. Now,
yeah.
If that is the case, now obviously she could have easily got that ring off her, when Karen's body got to the morgue or whatever and stuff like that, or to the hospital, whatever. But we clearly see Lori leaving the hospital to what it looks like she's going to go to Michael's house to go after him. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of almost feel like you have to pick up on that. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of almost do. Like,
yeah.
Man, there's so many directions.
Like you know that scene in the trailer where you're talking about with the police lights.
Yes.
And okay, and I'm just thinking this right now, if I was executing this and how I would make this fall out. Let's say this is the end of the movie. Let's say this is like, okay, maybe it's not the end of the movie. Maybe it's halfway through. Maybe it's the first 15 minutes. Wherever this scene takes place, where they're downstairs of the house. I don't think those are the same scenes.
Okay.
Of her shooting Michael at the top and then that fight scene down at the bottom. I think those are two different scenes.
Right.
And also after the big fight and we see Lori, there's one shot of Lori like slowly walking. You see the lights on her face and she's just kind of like blank looking. And then you see the cop cars pull up. You see Hawkins jumping out, and then you see the Allison getting out, and they're all looking at the house or whatever. So I think that we're going to be seeing it from their perspective. Camera's going to be outside the house, and we're going to be lingering on the house. Who's going to walk out? It's going to be questioning to them. It's going to be questioning to us. Who's actually walking out of this house?
You know what else?
Here's the thing. And here's the thing.
Also be the opening.
It also could be the opening. And when let's say Laurie Strode, we think that Laurie Strode just defeated Michael Myers. He's down and out. She's slowly walking to the front door. She thinks the cavalry is here. I'm done. I did what I was supposed to do. But last minute, Michael jumps up and kills her. Camera cuts away. We're with Hawkins and Allison outside the house. We're still lingering like, who's going to walk out here? What if Michael actually walks out? And then they all start shooting him dead. And then Hawkins actually walks over with his revolver and finally takes that shot to the head.
Bro. I like that.
And they're both dead. Dead at the first 15 minutes.
In all honesty, that actually plays in what you just said about, Lori, basically walking out, and it looks like, she's basically going to live. And then you see Michael just come and kill her.
Right before she gets to the front door. Like she's about to go for that front door to come outside. And then Michael jumps
And
up
what
and it
I
cuts
said
away.
about that scene where you see the ring on Michael's finger is that where you see him stab and you see the hair fly up, it looks like it's in the back of the head or in the back of the neck or somewhere to where it's gonna make her hair like flip up like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And stuff like that actually could be it. Like, I feel like that scene in the trailer where you see Michael doing that stab actually lines up with your whole thought that we could see Lori walking out the door trying to get to the front door. You see the lights flashing on her face. You see it from, obviously Hawkins and Allison's perspective. And then she thinks she's going to obviously get out the front door. And Michael just gets up in there.
Yeah.
You know what I
Takes
mean?
her
Like,
out. But we don't know if she's dead or not yet. But when that door just slowly comes open and everyone's looking, Michael Myers walks out and he starts walking down them steps or something, and they just start firing on him, and he's down.
yes.
And then Hawkins finally goes over there and just like empties his revolver into his head.
Right.
And it's just like, I'm taking the shot this time.
Right.
Like shooting him 6 times, shoot him 6 times in the head. I shot him 6 times.
I shot him 6 times. Hell yeah, man. Wow, I like that. I like that theory,
And
man.
and the rest of the movie is Hawkins being the father figure to Allison, and she's trying to move on with her friends for the 4 years after the 4 years is over.
Oh, wow. Damn, that's interesting. Wow. That is an interesting take because obviously what we don't see a lot in the trailer is a lot of Allison or Hawkins. So, wow. That would be wow. That would be
He's
interesting.
trying to be that father figure, that person. Her mom's dead, her grandmother's dead. He's trying to be that person in her life.
And now whoever is, I mean, if Michael is obviously dead, if he is dead, this is where they could be going with the copycat.
Right.
Man, that's interesting. I mean, how would you feel if it played out like that?
I think it'd be a great opening scene. I think it'd be a badass opening scene.
That'd be a badass opening scene. Oh, man.
You're just gonna have to win me over with the rest of the movie. I don't know how you're gonna do it. Like, you could be like, oh, it's a great short film. That first 15, 20 minutes is golden. But the rest of the movie is just kind of like a Scream movie almost. Like, it's like an urban legend movie almost, like a boogeyman, a copycat boogeyman or something, just going around. And then you're gonna have to like play into like, why is this Corey character or another character is being the copycat? And you could probably also play into like that whole scene where Corey was in the sewer and he had that encounter with Michael. Maybe something got passed on to him at that point.
Right.
And
yeah, because remember, it didn't happen in Halloween 4. Excuse me. The evil didn't take a hold of what's her name, Jamie Lloyd, until she got back home.
That's true.
So
yeah,
it's not impossible to think that after a little bit of time, it could have took over Corey like that as well.
Yeah, it's just hard to attach yourself or get invested into a new character or even this Corey guy. And
I know
we don't know who the hell you are, dude. Like, you're new to the game.
Right.
Like, what the hell? Who are you, and why are you important? Like, I would buy it more if Allison was going down this route.
Well, the whole premise, obviously, is that he's being accused of killing a kid he was babysitting. But this is what I said about this character. And I mean, maybe I'm being too realistic, in reality, when I'm talking about this, because it is horror movies and stuff and it is cinema. But, I would like to think if this kid's accused of, killing, a kid, that he has babysitted, especially given the history of Haddonfield with Michael Myers, and in so many ways that mirrors of Michael Myers, you know what I mean? The babysitter killer. You know what I mean? Even if you couldn't officially charge him right away because you had no evidence, I would like to think police detail would be fucking keeping a big eye on him.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, and that's why I
Well, I
find
mean that makes me think that Michael Myers probably did kill the kid, whoever he was babysitting. And he's just, but everyone thinks that Michael Myers is dead because of what happens at the beginning of the movie.
right,
So there's no way Michael Myers could have killed him. So you had to have done it. So what are you? You know, who are you? So they're blaming him.
right.
I honestly, if the studio is smart, if the director's smart, if the writing is smart, if you do go this direction, if you kill Michael Myers the first 15 minutes of the movie, like I said, like if it plays out like I said, and then we move into this Corey Cunningham character, and we all think that like the townspeople think that he killed him because we all assume that Michael Myers is dead. But by the climax of the movie, Michael Myers
Back.
comes back, and it's like, no, the boogeyman is back. He's not. He never
Right.
died.
Yeah, and in so many ways that would make sense because remember they said that Michael is not going to be in this movie all like that. Like
Yeah,
they said he's only got a handful of scenes. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. I'm not gonna lie, man. This Dr. Mathis character he's shot up my board.
yeah. Well,
He's
I
shot
mean,
up
here's
my
the
board.
thing, man.
Interesting.
Halloween ends and Scream 6 is very intriguing. It's
Yes,
very
man.
it's like it's a flip of a coin. What the
Right,
hell are y'all doing? Are you going to
right,
do it right?
right.
Or are we about to jump shark?
Exactly. Like, and before I get to these comments and we wrap it up, and shit, I don't know if you caught this, or whatever. And I did a video about it. Lori writing a memoir about her trials and tribulations and how she's come out of that to live a purposeful life and accept what happened to her. That's an homage to Cindy Prescott in Scream 4, Out of Darkness. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like Out of Darkness. As soon as I saw that in the plot synopsis, I was like, oh, I was like, they're trying to show homage to Cindy Prescott. Let me find out. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like, and I think that's a nice touch, though. You know what I mean? I think that's a nice touch for Laurie's character because for 40 plus years, we know she's been dealing with that trauma. At some point, especially after 4 years of Michael not being seen or heard from, it is kind of refreshing to see that character dig deep within herself to say, okay, I need to get some help because I need to live a purposeful life while I'm still living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like that story arc for her. I do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, that's I mean, like, okay, so honestly, like, I don't want to see. I mean, because we cover this content and stuff like that, it's kind of hard for us to not watch the upcoming trailers or any more
Yes.
news that comes out. But it's like with this, with it being the ending, I don't want to know anything else. Like,
I
please just
feel you.
hide it, bury it. Give us only that. Give us some TV spots whenever it gets closer, when it's like real quick, 15-second, 20-second little
Right.
things, stuff that we've already seen, not much that's going to give away anything. Like,
Yes.
keep us completely out of the know.
Exactly. Like it
And
used to be. Like
yeah,
I remember saying this to Bob. I said one of my favorite trailers of all time was the Halloween H2O trailer, where you see, the shape, with a point of view walking through the hallways of the college or whatever. You see the curtains, blowing because of the wind from the outside and all that stuff. And then they cut the corner, and then you see, Jamie Lee Curtis at the door, and then Michael, does his nod, and then it just says Halloween H2O coming soon. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Like if they would have did that with the opening scene of the trailer, where we see this Michael Myers push the door open, and then you see Laurie standing there waiting for him with the gun, and then it cuts and she says, "Let's go." That should have ended the trailer right there. That would have been
yeah,
so sick because then
yeah,
other than the fact that we know that's not Michael Myers, we haven't gotten anything else. And in my opinion, that just would have that I think that would have had us even more hype. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like you cut to that scene, Michael opens the door, she's standing there with the gun, then it goes black and she says, "Let's go." That's like
yeah,
them telling the fans, "Let's go. It's about that time."
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yep,
Like, man,
yeah.
And I agree with you because I even said, all right, I'll watch the first trailer. But if that second trailer pops and it's any longer than that first trailer, I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not.
It's gonna be hard not it's gonna be hard not to hit play. It's gonna be hard
Oh, I
not to.
know. No, I'll put it this way.
Because I wanna
I'll
say no
watch,
too,
I'll
but I
watch
can't
it. But
promise.
I don't know if I'm going to do any more like Easter eggs or anything like that. I'll put it
Like
this way.
breaking it down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm breaking it down. Like it's like I want to, but it's like at the same time, I also do feel like I'm spoiling it for myself too. But I guess we just can't help it because this is what we do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this is what
We've
we
been
do.
waiting. We've been waiting
Yeah,
for this movie, you know? It's
yeah,
it's long overdue. It's just
it is.
it's just crazy right now, man. Like I mean, we just got started with this whole slasher resurgence. We don't want it to fall flat on its face with Halloween ends and Scream 2, Scream 6, whatever. Um we don't want it to just like damn, they both sucked, you know? And it's like, damn,
Right,
where do we go from here? Like, are we about to go back to
exactly,
paranormal movies and
exactly. Oh,
like
I'll,
no.
I'll, I'll full on say it. If both these movies underperform to the fans, especially, I will say this. I think they'll make money, but if the fans don't like them, I do think that it will put a little bit of hurt on Friday the 13th and Nightmare. I mean, I feel like these movies, especially like to keep the momentum going. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
keep the momentum going, they have to be good movies. They just have to.
Yeah. Mm.
Hunting for Entertainment Bob says Halloween Ends was originally supposed to be 2 years later after Kills, but due to unforeseen circumstances, things got pushed back. I
Yeah.
honestly did not know that it was supposed to take place 2 years after Kills. I thought it was supposed to take place again in the same night, or maybe
I did too.
you know what I mean. I didn't know it was 2 years later.
Yeah.
Huh, that's interesting. So we basically just got double the time gap we were supposed to get.
It just better be worth it. Like, it better not just be like,
Right.
"It's just because." Like,
Exactly. Right.
why? Okay.
The Blackest Eye says if he dies in 15 minutes into the movie, I want to talk to the manager. I know that's right, man.
Yeah.
I
But
see
you gotta
Ghost.
watch it all the way to the end to see if he
If you're
shows back
still
up.
here, buddy, I mean, I'm pretty sure you headed out by now, but have a good night, my friend. Get some rest. It is late.
Wouldn't it be crazy if, like, the first 15 minutes, like I said, how it plays out or something similar, and it's like Halloween Ends comes up, and it's like literally Halloween just ended,
Right.
and then it's like the next scene's like a new a new Halloween or something like it's titled something. I don't know, like something like it's like, oh man, we're about to go into some artsy shit.
Right. Oh man, that would be crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited for this movie, but I don't know.
I
Things are a
still
little
feel
hairy.
like there's one more movie they could make. I feel like they could make a whole movie in the flashback scene.
No,
In the
I
same night of 1978, like, I still feel like, the whole town's in search for him. What was he doing in between Dr. Loomis shot him out the window and got back to his house? Like, it's
right,
similar to Halloween Kills. Maybe he was killing all the way back to his house. Like,
right.
you could do something there. I don't know.
You could. No, you really could. If they chose to do it and if they would choose to do it right, you could.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you saw this or not or whatever, but there was some deleted scenes from Halloween 1978 that has been recently released. And in the one scene, you see Nick Castle get up, like Michael got up and start running. Like you could tell he was running. He was in mid run. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I thought that was very, very fascinating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of glad they cut that out. You know what I mean
Yeah.
and stuff. But fucking Michael Myers running. Oh man,
Yeah. That would have been crazy.
it would have been real crazy. It would have been real, real crazy. The Blackest Eye says, I rewatch Halloween Kills extended cut, and it is Karen's ring. Well, sir, I'm not saying you're a liar, but I like to clarify things just with my own eyes. So I'm going to go still take a look at it. But I thank you for that because, I mean, most likely that is true. And then that tells me maybe that Hawkins and Laurie aren't an item like we think they are. It's not surprising. Karen's wearing 2 rings, he says. Okay, that's interesting.
I want to see another scene like in Halloween 1978 where Laurie thinks she got Michael and she's slowly walking away, but we see Michael in the background like rise up and slowly walking towards her. And she's just kind of like, maybe that's that scene where we see the police lights and we see Michael in the background coming out of the kitchen and it's just kind of creeping up to her. And she thinks she's defeated him.
And this time, instead of trying to choke her, you know what I mean? Like, wow, bro, that whole scene you laid out, in all honesty, I would put it this way. I would hope it would be the ending. You know what I mean? If that
I hope that is, it'd work better for the climax.
Ending, if that would be the ending, that would be a fitting ending, in my opinion. That would be very, very fitting. I mean, that would be fitting because you get everything. You think that Laurie has won the battle, and then you see Michael get up, and instead of choking her this time, he just swings that big old butcher knife, and he just bang, finally takes her out. Oh man! Like,
and then Hawkins has to actually kill him.
Yes, and he gets his shot. And we've talked about it and stuff like that about Hawkins being that new Dr. Loomis, type character. And stuff, and it's not impossible to think that in the ending of this movie, he gets his shot. You know what I mean? Like he might get his shot.
He might even grab like an officer's gun because I think he's like retired in this one or something. So
yeah, and another thing to note is too, Omar Dorsey is not in this movie, the sheriff. So obviously there's a new sheriff in town.
Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be a new sheriff in town, and I looked at the cast and the credits and stuff. I haven't seen anybody with the name sheriff on it. So, I mean, we might not even get introduced to the sheriff this time because of how bad the sheriff was before.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I honestly thought I was like, shouldn't he get killed by now? Like, what's going on?
I will say this. When I go back and watch those 2 movies, Halloween and Halloween Kills, as much as he irks my soul because he just doesn't care, he's funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what we said, he said Michael Myers loose in Haddonfield with a bunch of nutcases. We're gonna have a fucking circus on our hands. Go ahead. What we gonna do? Cancel Halloween? It just starts like, he's such a piece of shit. Like, and then he brings Sartain to go with Hawkins, and Hawkins is like, "You want me to bring a basically a hurt civilian on, with me to track down this killer?" And he's just smiling at him like giving him that shit smirk. Like, man. Omar Dorsey, he played that prick type of sheriff really well.
Yeah, he did. He should have died in Kills though. Like, there should have been a scene.
He should have. Well, one thing I actually would have liked to see him come back in this movie, and the only reason why I would have want to see him come back in this movie is because you've seen that scene in Kills where he's just by himself in the stairway, and he's just reflecting on everything that's happened and how he let this get all out of control. And I would have liked to see him kind of redeem himself in this movie a little bit, like kind of be like, okay, like, I'm not fucking around no more. We're serious. We know what we went through 4 years ago. I'm not going to let this happen on my watch again. But then again, it makes sense that he's not the sheriff anymore because you let this happen on your watch. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, man, that guy. Justice for All. Hey, it's been a while. Sorry, I just got back from drill and had to stop by and show my support. Hey, we appreciate it. Thank you so much, Justice for All. It's good to see you. Cruising through the rest of these chats here. Sorry if I won't be able to get to some of you guys' chats like the rest of them or whatever. We are about to wrap this stream up. So I'm just, picking and choosing through these chats. You know what I mean? Jamie Hart, hello. I'm doing my social butterfly thing tonight, so I dropped in to leave some love. Thank you for that, Jamie. We appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank you
Jamie.
so much. Glad that you came to join for a few minutes.
Nice.
Hell yeah. And of course, before we wrap this stream up, if you are a new viewer to this channel, if you're not subscribed to Destination Station, what are you guys doing? Do yourself a favor, go subscribe. He's an amazing content creator. You are doing yourself a disservice if you guys do not go over there and smash that subscribe button and that like button. So do a favor. I have his link in the description of the stream. If you're not a subscriber to Destination Station, go over there and get subscribed. I promise you will not be disappointed.
Thank you.
You already know. You already know. Thank you.
I have a lot of crazy theory videos. Sometimes, like, people are like, "Were you high when you made up this theory?" And I was just like, "I'm not gonna disclose that."
Right?
You never know. You never know.
No, that's right. Oh man, that's good stuff.
But funny, I've been right about a lot of theories, a lot of stuff I've came up with before. I'm just like, man, I just had a feeling. Like, I mean, honestly, like I always think about it from a filmmaker's point of view of like how writing this story. And a lot of times I'm being too ambitious, and that's fine. But it's great to theorize. It's great to like think about it. Like I mean, like how you want to see this movie structured out. Like that's how I look at stuff. It's like, even though that, say 75% of this movie sucks, there's 25% of this movie that was greatness and that has some type of what am I trying to say? Like ambition. Like there's something there that you can chew on, that you could expand on. You wish that was expanded on. So I just say let's just all try to enjoy it. Let's hope for the best, but let's hold. I mean, it is probably going to be pretty divided, but I don't think it's going to be overall a bad movie.
No, I don't either. I'll put it this way. I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised.
But it's going to be different, and it's going to be hard to.
It is going to be very different. It is going to be very different. And if there's one thing that because I like to think that sometimes they're blowing smoke up our asses, you know what I mean, just to get us riled up. From seeing that trailer, if there's one thing that I can say they wasn't lying about, this movie is going to be different. This is definitely going to be different.
But isn't that what everybody's been wanting for a long time?
That's what I'm saying. Yep, this is what a lot of us want.
Be careful what you wish for.
Exactly. That is the big faux pas with being like, hey, you know, these new traders need to worry about making their own story, not rehashing the old one. Well, then you put yourself at risk to not like the new story.
Right.
You know what I mean? And not like the direction they go, which prompts you to be like, oh, they should have stuck to the old stuff. Like,
you can't please everybody. You
really can't.
Thank you, Bob, also for that. I appreciate you putting that in the comment section.
Jamie says, personally, as an old person and a Gen Xer who grew up watching this franchise in real time, I really want Halloween to end. Just my opinion. Hey, you know, I mean, I know a lot of people who is like that. Like, you know, I dropped my video on Facebook, you know what I mean? I, you know, share my videos and stuff on my Facebook page and all that stuff. And my one buddy, he commented and was like, this motherfucker ain't dead yet. I was like, nope, still going strong. 65, 66 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just like, damn, man. He said, this shit's been going on since the 70s. When is it going to end? And I straight up told him, I said, well, this title is called Halloween Ends. I said, but as long as the money is rolling, my friend, it's never going to end.
Yeah. We're going to get a period piece or something. We're going to get a 90s or 80s or 70s Halloween movie down the road or something that's going to start from a different timeline or something. Like,
just retcon 5 and 6. I mean, just do it. Retcon 5 and 6, and if you got to make it like 20 something, 30 years after, you know, the events of 4, do it because I mean, in my opinion, Danielle Harris still looks young. In my opinion, for
Yeah,
her age.
yeah, she'd still be a great final girl. You could be at like she could get a letter in the mail and it says, "Hey, you inherited or your mother's house, Laurie Strode's back in Haddonfield. Oh, I'm curious. I got to go there and redeem the property." She gets there, she starts realizing, she starts uncovering like, "Oh, Halloween season's also approaching." Something simple like that. Like,
Gotcha.
you know,
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, do we want to always stay in Haddonfield? I mean, we could have partially in Haddonfield, and we could be somewhere else. We could be on at a damn farmhouse for all I care. Like for majority of the movie, like we're on a ranch or something, and there's Michael Myers. There's I don't know, dude.
Right.
Like bring Michael Myers to New York. It's shit. Everybody
Oh
else has
man.
been there.
Yeah. Right.
Bring Michael to the Big Apple.
Hell yeah, we've had Jason, we have Ghostface, we've had Vampire in Brooklyn with Eddie Murphy. You know what I mean? Like we got
Yeah, yeah,
everything
yeah,
in New York. Everything happens in New York.
yeah.
Hold on. Wasn't Midnight Meat Train in New York?
I need to watch that movie, man.
Oh,
I need to watch it.
bro.
I
You
got it. It's one of
uh-uh.
those movies. Like it's one of those movies that I bought and I just haven't.
Bro, I smell watch party. That's all I'm saying. I smell a watch party,
I've
brother.
heard great things, man. I'm
Bro,
curious.
bro. It's a great movie.
Yeah,
It's a great movie. I was pleasantly surprised with how much I liked that movie. I
yeah.
mean, I really was. It's really good. It's really, really good. And I'm
That's what I'm
actually
hearing.
surprised. I'm surprised there wasn't no follow up. I'll leave it at that.
I
I'm
need to
surprised.
watch that
Definitely, bro.
because isn't there
Definitely.
like a director's cut too?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the one I have. It's the director's cut. The Blackest Eyes. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Yeah. I
that.
was just about to put that
Yeah.
up. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. That's right.
Heck
Show
yeah.
some love, guys. That's what's up.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just giving everybody a heads up. Like you already know this, but like I'm in like a transitioning moment right now of like moving out of my Airbnb and into the house or whatever, and I'm about to fly back and get the rest of my stuff. And like I'm just like I was on Craven's channel a couple times this week, and now I'm on your channel. And
Yep.
like that's what I'm saying. Like y'all just hit me up and let me know, and I'll let you know if I can do something because my hours like are just all over the place. I never know when I got availability.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's
no
just
doubt, buddy.
super unorganized at the moment.
Oh, it
um
happens, bro. You're in the middle of moving, you know, but moving is hectic in itself.
yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So ain't no fault there, brother. You know what I mean? Ain't no fault there at all. But hey, it's the thing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Obviously you're busy and stuff with home stuff, but you still found, some time to come on for a few hours.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So you know what I mean? You're still putting in that work, man. I mean, still putting in that work.
Yeah.
Okay, so Michael, Audrey Myers has a question for you, Destin, and he said, serious question this time. Okay, so um go ahead and ask the question, Michael. I'll pull it up when you ask it, and then we are actually going to end the stream on that note. So go for it, Michael.
I saw him say something earlier, but I never saw the question. We were in the middle of something. He said it a while back. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Ask away. Ask away.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, go ahead, buddy. Ask. Let me see what this one. The blackest eyes people smacked brutality with a meat mallet. We're there, dude. Butthead. That's
Nice.
great. Oh man, that's
Nice.
good stuff. Oh man. Okay, so Michael asks, "Are you named after Destin, Florida?"
uh yes and no, I think so because from what my parents told me, was that they always vacation down in Florida a lot, and like originally my name was supposed to be like Derek or Dustin or something like that, or Dylan,
Okay.
and they came across Destin at Destin, Florida. They're like, oh, we like that, so they just named me Destin. I was like, okay, so
Hell
like that's
yeah.
the story behind my name. So my parents just vacationed in Florida a lot. So yeah, I guess you could say
Heck
yeah.
yeah, man. That's a unique name. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I think that's a very unique name and a way to get different. You know what I mean? Like, because like you said before, you're used to hearing Dustin and stuff like that. You don't ever hear somebody have the name Destin. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, I mean, it
I've
just
I've
sounds
met
like
I've met a
it sounds
couple.
like you're destined for greatness, my
Well,
friend. Like
thanks, man.
dead
I hope
serious.
so. I hope
Dead
so.
serious. Dead serious, bro. All right.
I went to a restaurant one time and they had a Destin's menu. And I asked the people at the restaurant, I was like, "Oh, this is my menu," you know? And they're like, "Oh, well the owner's grandson's name is Destin." I said, "Son of a bitch."
Oh, wow. That's
Like
crazy,
this is supposed to be for me.
right?
No.
It's funny
But it was
since
just weird. Yeah.
we're on names and stuff. My mom was telling me because my dad or whatever, well, my adoptive father, I should say, or whatever, he gave me my name because his favorite basketball player was Mark Johnson or whatever
Okay.
and stuff. But my mom, because my mom is half, Puerto Rican. So I asked her, I said, "Oh yeah, well, what did you want to name me?" And she said Alejandro. I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Well, shit. Why didn't you just overrule him and give me that name, like, or put Alejandro as my middle name? Like, come on. I actually like it. Like, shit.
It
I mean,
sounds
but
like it's
I'll be honest with you. I love my name, and the reason why I
yeah.
love it is because it's unique. It's not spelled the same as other Marcus's, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And you know, you don't hear Marcus spelled that way or pronounced that way.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
Usually
think
I get Marquez, you know what I mean, and
or
stuff
Marquise.
Marquise. Yep,
Yeah, that's what
Marquise. You know what I mean? So it's definitely unique, and I love it for that reason.
yeah, dude, it's super awesome because I was like, "Oh, man, I've been calling him." I was like, "How long has he been wanting to correct me?" Because I've been saying Marquise for a while.
Oh no, bro. I'm honestly, I consider that as like my second name. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Some of my best friends, even still to this day, rib me. You know what I mean? Like Marquise when they see me and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, yep, this is like my second name. And how can I be mad at it? Because in so many ways, it kind of is Marquise. You know what I mean? Like in so many
It could
ways,
be either one, yeah.
you could pronounce it that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Larry Warner, hey, Marcus and Destin, just saw that you guys were still going, so I had to pop in and say what's up. Hey, thank you, Larry. Thank you for the support, my man.
What's
And
up,
actually,
Larry?
when whenever I get to bed here or whatever and stuff, when I wake up and stuff, Larry, I'm going to be hitting up, basically, the design studio or whatever, and I'm going to be sending you some emails of some designs for some t-shirts. Larry is actually going to be helping design my merchandise and stuff for me and stuff. He actually reached out the other day and was like, "Hey, Marcus, if you need some help like with merch and stuff like that, like just say the word, I have no problem." And I was just like, I'm not gonna lie, I could use the help, because
Yeah.
with when you're building a channel, especially by yourself, and you do everything by yourself, the social media output, putting the videos together, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Like it tends to do get a little bit much then when you're like, oh shit, now I got to do merch, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So I'm
Yeah.
greatly appreciative of Larry, and I think we're definitely going to do some special things, man.
Yeah, Larry's awesome.
Hell
Larry's
yeah.
super cool.
Oh yeah.
He's offered his
Speaking
help
of
to me too. Um,
Speaking of which, he sent this bad boy out to me this past week.
oh, nice. Oh, yeah, yeah,
Hell
you seen it yet?
yes, we did a watch party on it, and then
Okay.
Larry was like, "Hey Marcus, I got an extra copy. If you want it, I'll send it to you." And I was like, "Hell yeah, man! Oh, that's fun for me. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna lie. Killer Clowns is fun. I like it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's fun, man. Man, they've been talking about a sequel or a reboot or something for the longest, and they're like, "Yep, yep, it's happening." Oh, and then nothing ever really happens.
Yeah.
They
Man,
could do a lot
imagine
with it
what
with
they
today's
did
technology.
with today's technology.
Yeah.
That would be pretty good. All I asked for is that they give me my scene where Shorty puts on the boxing gloves and he, boxes homie's heads
They
off
gotta
with it.
have a scene like that. Like they gotta do
Yes.
it. They
Hell
gotta
yeah. I
do it.
love that when he just jumps up in the sky and they're like, well, where the fuck he go? Like basically, and he just pops back down and he's just like, put him up. Like, I'm just like, yes, good. I'm like,
Yeah.
I really appreciated that part.
Yeah.
Harry says, I'm gonna read this last question and then we're gonna wrap it up. Yeah, not a problem, man. I know how busy you all are with content and streams. I'm more than willing to help out, man. God bless you, sir. And like I said, and like Larry was like, hey, I'll do this, free of charge, or nothing. And I've just never been that type of person. If somebody like helps me out or puts in some type of work for me, to not give them something,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So, I'm definitely going to make sure Larry is taken care of, for his efforts and his work because I appreciate
Yeah.
the hell out of it.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. Heck yeah.
All right, so before we wrap it up, buddy, is there anything else you want to touch on real quick before we head out?
No, I guess man, I just thank you for inviting me. It just seemed like it worked out and
Hell yeah, man.
I could squeeze in some time. I was nervous because I was like, man, I really don't need to stay up too late tonight because I got to catch a flight tomorrow. I got some stuff I got to take care of tomorrow before I get to the flight. And it's like,
Right.
I'm just going to be busy all weekend. I'm really probably not going to be able to get back on track until about Tuesday, Wednesday night. And then I have LASIK on Thursday. I'm getting
Yeah.
LASIK on. So then I'm going to be about that weekend. I'm probably going to be a little bit out of service.
Right.
So it's like, oh, man, but I got to get this stuff done. I got to get it done. I got to get it behind me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's important. Well, my friend, you already know we'll be checking up on you and all that stuff, seeing how everything is. And bro, you got to take care of this personal stuff first. You know what I mean? You're moving into a new house, moving the fam into a new house. This comes before anything. You know what I mean? We already know when you get back on your grind, you're going to be on your grind.
Oh, I'm going to be on it, man.
I already
I'm gonna be
know,
on it,
buddy.
man.
So there's no worry there at all.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But,
Nanette
all
just
right,
got in the
everybody.
house.
Yeah. But all right, everybody, we are going to wrap it up for the stream. Thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight and, hit the chat box and hit that like button. Support is greatly, greatly appreciated. Again, anybody who does come across the stream on the replay, if you haven't already, if you're a new viewer, head over to Destination Stations channel, give them a like, give them a subscribe. I guarantee you will not be disappointed, especially if you love horror movie content and all that stuff. That link is in the description of the stream. So go over there, smash that like button, and hit that subscribe. And I'm telling you guys, again, you will not be disappointed. He's an amazing content creator and an amazing person altogether.
Thank you.
Yeah, no
Thank
doubt.
you, man. You're an amazing person too.
I try, buddy. I try. I try. I really do. I try. Like shit. All right, gang. We are going to head out for tonight. Everybody get some rest. You know what I mean? Have a blessed night. Stay out of trouble. And we will catch y'all later.
Peace.
I shut in 6 times.